Okay, that should be fine now. There's no way that the video is loud now. Alright, let me just unmute this. DirectX audio. That. Okay, that should be fine now. There's no way that the video is loud now. Alright, yeah, okay. That's fixed again. This
Cool.
is why we go live. This is why we go live like an hour early and test all this stuff, right? Yep, Hillian88. The video now has no sound. I'm just using a VLC to play music in the background rather than using those videos instead. So we have this when I'm talking to you guys and explaining stuff, what's going on with the tournament and whatnot, and then when we're doing stuff behind the scenes, I just mute my microphone and turn this video on instead.
All right, well, it's about that time. We're only 12 minutes away from the tournament beginning. So go out there and tell your FPS buddies this is going down. This is the very first look at competitive Overwatch here. I almost said dirty bomb, old habits die hard. But thank you all for joining us. I really, really appreciate all 350 people that have rejoined the stream just as we've gone back online. Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty fun. I'm very much looking forward to checking this out and seeing how these teams fare against each other. And no, nothing is for sure. You know, we do suspect that not Enigma, the TF2 team, is the favorite. But in a new game with such crazy strategic possibilities, almost nothing is set in stone. We could see some crazy team compositions come into play. Maybe everyone goes Winston, maybe everyone goes Pharah, who knows? Who knows what it's going to be? I've personally heard recently of a 3 Mercy, 3 McCree strategy, which is nay unbeatable, or so I've been told. Doesn't that sound scary? It sounds awful.
My. I actually haven't seen too much with duplicate pushes at all yet, except for double Winston in some cases, and possibly double Pharah, but that's the only time I've even seen duplicates, and you're talking about 3 and 3. That sounds insane.
Yeah. Another thing that we could see is like Bastion, Torbjorn, Symmetra on defense. I've heard of this as well on certain objectives, just the crazy defense strategy. I don't suspect we're gonna see anything too insane like this, but we have a lot of teams of probably varying skill levels, and they're probably gonna pull out all the stops and try whatever they can to get the win here. So
yeah, I'm just curious to see what the unknowns are going to be like. Honestly, there's maybe 3 teams with players that I've been encountering a lot in the beta myself, but the other, 5 teams out there, I'm not sure I've even seen them before, so it's going to be very cool to see some new players in action, and perhaps they can make a name for themselves. I know that throughout the beta, Seagull is a player that a lot of people will recognize. He's been doing a lot of fun stuff with Junkrat, Lucio. His highlights are being shared around a lot, but a lot of the players on his team are, former professional players, so they're all capable of doing some pretty ridiculous stuff. A lot of these characters have really high skill caps. Genji is an example where sometimes you'll run into a Genji in a casual match and you'll just flop him over and over and over. He doesn't know what he's doing, but occasionally you'll get that Genji that's just untouchable. He knows exactly when to dash away, how to climb walls to annoy you the most, use those double jumps constantly, and bouncing targets are just much harder to hit than anything else. Tracer is another character that can just seemingly live forever in the right hands, and those are the characters that I'm actually anxious to watch. I mean, a McCree or a Widowmaker can pick off Pharahs and whoever all day. Because that's how their character's designed. It's these squishier, a little more skill-intensive characters that I want to see how the pros are actually using them.
we're gonna find out soon enough here. Again, folks, if you're just joining us, we're 10 minutes away from the first ever Overwatch tournament brought to you by Sombrero.gg. There's $300 on the line, but honestly, I think these teams and players would play for just about anything at this point. Everyone's really hungry to see how this game looks at a competitive level. I know I am. I mean, I just ate a big dinner, but I'm starving to see some Overwatch. Oh my god, that was cheesy. But
not cheesy at all.
I love it.
I think
Bring the hype.
Still room in your stomach for some more cheese.
Yes.
Evidently. All right, so yeah, let's start inviting some players. That would be fun. So the format for this tournament is going to be a bit different than you've been seeing probably on streams, because we do not have a timer that is in game that we can rely on, and we do not have a payload distance meter or anything like that. So it's actually going to be a round at a time, not switching attack and defend on the same map. So we'll explain that a little bit further coming up, but just prefacing for you guys as we get this first game set up.
Indeed. So do us a favor and get out there, get into your clan or your team or your team speak or your Discord channel and let folks know that this stream is going live. You can also, of course, get on Twitter and all that stuff, because we're about to witness history in the making.
And all of you could actually host this stream too if you're Overwatch fans and you're not also streaming. Maybe we'll get more people to check it out. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right now.
I'm already doing it.
I just thought of it.
It's okay. I work at Twitch. I think of these things all the time.
Alright, guys, I'm just coming to give you an update on the situation. So,
sure.
There seems to be a small bug with inviting people to private games at the moment. I'm inviting you guys.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah. How funny is that? I keep getting a bug that says I'm unable to invite you guys to private game because you're already in another private game or in matchmaking.
I just hit yes to an invite that I saw. I'm not sure if it came from you or not.
Yeah,
I'm in a Dorado lobby with Sombrero.
That's me. Yeah. Okay, let's just go into the game straight away, and we can actually show people what's going on here, and we can get you into spectator slot, you into spectator slot, yeah, and then I can invite Fabian. Join on me. Okay, we're getting players in. Get the other team in.
Whoa, what is this? I think I joined the wrong game because I'm watching a scrimmage between the TF2 guys and the Quake guys. I think Slasher invited me to this.
You certainly joined the wrong one.
Yeah, I saw the thing and it was invited from a guy with S at the beginning of his name. It was definitely Slasher now that I think about it.
So there was no bug. There was no bug. Everything's great.
Wait, I'm leaving the lobby, so if you can re-invite me.
Okay. Invite you now.
Yeah.
Swap players, spectator.
All right, remember, folks, you can type !bracket. Is it brackets? Brackets in the chat, and you'll get a link to the brackets. So if you're curious as to who's playing and when, that'll get that going for you. We are going to be watching Pub Stars first, and who are they going to be playing against first?
Team Relay.
Pull that up myself. Team Relay. All right, I know nothing about this team. Can anyone tell us about Team Relay? They've got Fat Chick, Unsaid, Free Cloud, Airblade, Altkek, and Strawwhat Chef. I don't know. That's kind of a weird name.
Straw Hat.
Oh.
Almost got it.
Don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm just not a very smart person, guys.
It wasn't capitalized. How could you have known?
Yeah.
I actually did play against Unsaid yesterday. For those who don't know, I've been streaming Overwatch a lot myself. Yesterday I did 1,000 Reaper eliminations in one stream session and played against this Unsaid guy quite a bit. Strains also on Team Delta. I recognize some of these other names as well. But Pub Stars, Fabian was recently in the Heroes of the Storm scene as well with Team Zevron, but I think that team met an untimely end. Renbot got some Twitch fame from some sick Reinhardt play the games. Pluppy is a TF2 pro who's been streaming. Kudo Chop's been streaming, and DeFox I've run into a bunch of times, a really good Mercy player, probably a good support player overall. So I do know Pub Stars a touch. Team Relay though, You're right, just a bit of an unknown. Unsaid was playing Roadhog and Tanks, I believe.
Oh, dude, I feel so much better. I was playing with some Twitch people, a 6-man stack. And we played against this team in matchmaking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, QXC. I believe that is actually QXC from StarCraft.
Yeah, he's been playing. Okay, so Kevin Riley, North American StarCraft 2 player for the last 5 straight years, just recently left Complexity. Gaming as his sponsor for that game. So maybe he's trying to make it big into Overwatch. I think he's also finished with school, so he's actually working on his own game. He's designing a game.
Yeah, I
This
saw
QXC
that.
guy. So this is pretty interesting. I'm good friends with him. That's pretty
Yeah.
awesome. I hope he does well. Coming from StarCraft 2
I think he's
myself.
gonna get smashed. I think this is gonna be destruction because they beat us in
Oh.
matchmaking, but not by a whole lot. So actually, I think we maybe
I hang with all these guys though in casual. Like it's really
Yeah.
hard to gauge.
So I'm gonna call out really quickly that I have a personal favor for Kudo Chop's team, aka Pub Stars, because if you know me, Fish Sticks, you know that I've been commentating and playing a lot of Dirty Bomb previous to this game coming out. And Kudo Chop and DeFox are both Dirty Bomb players. They both played for
Oh.
ZFZ. More than that, Kudo Chop also comes from the Tribe series originally, which is my one and true love in FPS. So Kudo Chop has been an absolute monster in this game. His Pharah is incredible. He's just a really, really, really talented player. And that's a lot of the reason why I believe that the finals of this tournament is likely gonna be between Pub Stars and the TF2 team. I just want to call them the TF2 team instead of not Enigma because that's confusing.
Yeah, Enigma playing on not Enigma. That'll be great.
Yeah. I will also say that Kudo Chop and this team we're seeing right here, Pub Stars, has scrimmaged against the TF2 team, and it was close. Like TF2 ended up winning the scrims that I saw, but it was damn close. Another thing to say about Pub Stars is they're called Pub Stars for a reason. This is kind of just a team mashed together for this tournament specifically, so this is not the final form of the Kudo Chop team. He probably will be bringing back ZFZ with some more Tribes players in the future. But nonetheless, we're going to jump into this first game in just a minute here.
Yep, just waiting on captains of both teams to let us know that they're prepared.
Okay, just to
And
let you guys know,
we'll get
both
into
teams are
Dorado.
ready. Both teams are ready. We'll be going live in 3.
All right. Looks like we're about to go live now.
3.
It's about to happen.
One.
The
First
very
game.
first Overwatch tournament of all time. You're witnessing it here live on twitch.tv/sombrero19. My name is Fish Sticks, and I've got Ask Joshy here.
Hello,
How
hello.
excited are you for this, man?
I'm very excited. I'm curious. I think the map intros are playing. So
Oh, yeah.
just checking that real quick.
I forgot we weren't supposed to talk during those. I'm done.
It is a very sweet map intro, though. Sombrero put these together just yesterday. I'm pretty excited for those.
All right.
Okay. So Dorado is our first map. We're going to talk about the format just a little bit here. So it is Pub Stars versus Team Relay. Pub Stars, it looks like, will be the defending team to start us off, while the red team, Team Relay, will be attacking. You can see they've already selected their characters. We're going with 2 tanks, 2 supports, a Tracer, and a McCree on offense, while the defending side is going to be using only 1 tank, Hanzo, Zenyatta, and Mercy for their supports, Junkrat and Reaper to finish off the squad. So now the defensive team is getting placed up here at this first choke, and the red team is just preparing their attack.
All right, one thing to keep in mind here, folks, is that if you've played Enemy Territory or Dirty Bomb, you know the format of stopwatch mode where one team attacks, the other team defends, and then you swap. That is not how we're going to be playing this tournament because stopwatch mode does not exist in this game. It's going to be best of 3s with the first team defending first and then swapping for the next map and then attacking for the next map. And then there's going to be a coin toss for the third to decide it in this best of 3. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second, but we are going live and let's get this going.
All right, we're starting out spectating Tracer here on the attacking team. Heger is what I'm going to call him, just because I'm not sure how you would pronounce that, but he's darting around, already running into some opposition. He is actually going to be looking for those Reapers. He's going to be looking for the people disrupting his backline. We're switching over to Reaper now, and you can see his point of view chasing down that Tracer, but if you pull out to the full camera, you can see that the red team is actually chugging along pretty well around this first corner.
Yeah, not a whole lot of heavy aggression here by the defending team. They've been more content to sit back on their high angles and shoot down from above, which could possibly, definitely is a smart move here. Like, you don't want to overextend on defense. That's really when you're going to get caught out, is when you overextend and one or two of your players die early. You give the attacking team a huge advantage in the ability to push the payload forward much further. So yes, an early good start for the attacking team, but a nice response and closing in on this choke point for the defending team, which is of course Pubstars.
Yeah, so the offensive team Relay actually pushed all the way to this first choke point. This is what I like to call underpass. Normally you'll see defenses set up all around the outside, trying to block them from even getting to this point. Now Reinhardt charging forward, smashing one of the players out of contention there. It looks like McCree just flopped over, as well as Tracer. So defending team finally set up here in this choke point. They're going to be doing a great job already watching both of these entrances. There's only a side step here where Hanzo is actually shooting down, so no one's going to be able to get past him and Reaper. And the main front line defending the payload itself is all three of Junkrat, Reinhardt, and Mercy. So they're going to be a very, very tough wall to get through if their offensive players can't get around Hanzo and Reaper up there at the top.
If you take a look, a lot of ultimates are up right now, especially for the defending team, so we're about to see some fireworks for sure. If you do take a look at the attacking team, Lucio Sweaty has his ultimate, and that is such an amazing ultimate for pushing forward. So I believe that the right move now for the attacking team is to regroup, come back together. If you look at Unsaid, he's all by himself, and I don't agree with this play right now. If he dies, then he's leaving his team out for another 10-20 seconds until he can spawn again. But Lucio has jumped in all by himself as well, and will go down. And no ultimate drop there.
Ill-advised. Ill-advised Lucio all by himself. This is something I constantly yell at people in casuals about. It's just a simple numbers game most of the time. If you're outnumbered even 2-1, you're not often going to win those fights. Obviously, if you've got an ambush or something on your side, that's one thing, but Lucio should essentially always be with his tank. Even if the tank dies, you got to wait for your posse to get back. But they are pushing through the choke finally. It looks like Lucio did use his ult to great effect to repel the other side. Only Mercy is down on the defending team, but they are getting shoved back pretty hard, especially with that Orb of Discord on Reinhardt. He's not going to be an effective tank anymore at that payload.
Maybe I placed way too much faith into the defending team here, because we're almost to the first checkpoint. Just a couple of seconds and we will be there. So the attacking team showing signs of life here.
Yeah, Team Relay pushing all the way to the first checkpoint. So they've added a couple of minutes now onto their time. Basically, the way that we're running this event is based on checkpoints and captures and things like that. As far as if both teams get to this first checkpoint, you know, but we're doing attack and defend actually. So it's purely on the defensive side now to stop these guys. We're going to change maps after this. So it's basically just you have to complete the mission. It doesn't matter how many checkpoints you hit. I actually misspoke a second ago.
That's correct. So the attacking team is going to have a tough time now getting through this choke point, though. If you do take a look at the positions of the defending team, Fabian does drop his ultimate there for a second. The Zenyatta ult is also dropped. That Winston, though, just isn't dying. Winston's surviving forever. One of the best tanks in the game, as far as I'm concerned. Winston really can be a game changer, but another moment of respite here for the defending team as the payload is slowly rolling backwards, ever so slowly. And there's another Lucio ult, so another opportunity pushing straight forward is the attacking team.
Yeah, the Lucio ult gives them another little boost of gas, I guess you could say. Zenyatta ult keeping everyone alive. QXC, that StarCraft 2 professional player, helping move the payload. You can see some Winston bubbles. You can see some dueling Hanzo dragons out in the middle, right over the course of the payload. That was pretty sweet. But now the offensive team has everyone up except for Tracer, who just goes down. Defensive side has 3 dead, 4 dead now, all running back. So there's plenty of time to get past this second huge choke point, something I've been calling church, basically because there's a huge church right here, and it's very difficult to get under this next bridge sometimes when you're getting held up. But yeah, the 2-tank squad here of Winston and Reinhardt are doing just a great job with Zen tossing out Orb of Discord on the enemy tanks. They're able to take them out really quickly.
And again, I just can't agree with Unsaid trying to flank like that as a solo player. Yes, he is playing Genji, which can do a whole lot of damage really quickly, but he just died there, which means he left his team 5 versus 6 in that engagement, which is leaving defense with a great opportunity to set up quite well here. Not too many ults right now up on the board, so yeah, I'm not really sure what's going to happen here. You're right, this choke point can be so difficult to attack forward on. If you do look at the church, it's a place to sort of hide. but it doesn't. You have to go all the way around the side. And we do see a flank here. It's a Lucio and a Reinhardt coming from the side. The Reinhardt gets one, so really nice stuff by the Reinhardt to charge forward and get that one kill. But will it be enough for his team to move forward? Another Lucio ult dropped, so this is actually looking quite good for the attacking team all of a sudden.
Yeah, Sweaty is totally driving the pace here for Team Relay. Every single Lucio ult gets them so much ground, while QXC continues to just toss out those Orb of Discords and focus down one enemy at a time. Right now, Winston is going to get Orb of Discorded as well, both sides using Zenyatta at this point, just because that Orb of Discord is so strong when you have focused attacks. In casuals, it's a bit harder to coordinate that, but when you're on voice with your entire team and you yell out Discord on Reinhardt, they're going to focus him down in seconds. So very good job by the offense so far just to even get to this point, but the defense now is just chilling on this payload with 4 ultimates ready to go. Zarya ult is something you're going to be watching for here very soon, I imagine.
Oh, another wide flank by the Reinhardt, and actually this time the Tracer. Tracer does go down very quickly. Jumping right onto the point, though, there is no Lucio ult up, but doesn't really matter. They're still pushing forward, but quite a few kills going the way of the defending team here now, and you know, a little bit of ground made. And probably worth it, because they're very, very close to the next checkpoint here, but with only a minute left, the pressure is really on the attacking team now.
Yeah, this is actually going to be, I'm going to, you know, go ahead and early call this game because there's only 1 minute left. With Zarya ult and a Mercy res on the side of the defenders, this offensive team will need to do something crazy to be able to push this payload the last bit. Here they come again. They don't have any ultimates, and Tracer is already down, so the defense, there's that Zarya ult that we've been waiting for. A blue Hanzo Dragon cruises through there as well, but it is actually kind of misaimed. Reinhardt ult goes down from the defensive side. Renbot, who's actually kind of famous for his Reinhardt play, showing us how it works here against Winston, and QXC is the last people standing here for the red team, and Winston gets Orb of Discord on him, so he's probably not going to last that long, even after popping his ult. Tracer enters the fight again, but now there's only 22 seconds left for the offensive team to try and get their asses back here and push this last 10 feet to the next checkpoint.
But you gotta love that overtime mechanic. There's always a breath of hope, even with 14, 13 seconds left. There's always a slight chance that it could happen, but the Lucio ult is dropped on basically nothing at all, and I think you're right, Josh. This is going to be it.
Well done by the defending team. Winston is going to be the last chance here to leap on the payload. He's not even going to reach it to trigger overtime. You have to already be touching it, I believe, for overtime to even start. So, yeah, these guys fall flat after one pretty solid first checkpoint. They had about 2 minutes remaining. Let's watch this play of the game here from Favian as Reaper on the defending team.
Is it going to be an ult? Probably. Yep. Oh, so
a combo
damage.
Ult. It was Reinhardt and
kills.
Reaper. If you notice, the enemy Reinhardt had to lay flat there, and Reaper just dunked all over them. So that was actually a really good setup for Renbot and Favian to make use of their ultimates.
Right.
Okay, we're going to head on to a break now. We're going to be on a different map when we come back, and the teams are going to swap sides, attacking and defending.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so we are going to get over to the next map in just a second here. Again, folks, I want to make a couple of caveats for everyone out there who is just tuning in. We do have over 3,000 people watching right now, so thank you so much for spreading the word and tuning in for some early competitive Overwatch hype. I'm certainly hyped myself, but there's a couple things that I want to be very clear about right now. Of course, this is a brand new game, and it has never been played at a competitive level yet. So if any hitches are run into, please bear with us as we do switch over to the next map in just a second here. Another thing that I did touch on previously is that this is also no stopwatch mode. So in my opinion, I'd really love to see stopwatch mode come into the game, because while the attacking team was not able to complete that map, there's no guarantee that the defending team, if they had swapped to attack, would also be able to complete it. So what stopwatch mode allows you to do is it shows who can progress through the map further or faster, and that's the winning team in the end. So we do not have that game mode in currently. I'd really, really hope to see Blizzard bring that in eventually, but we're just making do with what we have. So the first point does instead go to PubStars. Yeah, another thing to keep in mind, folks, is we do have a couple of teams. It's an 8-team bracket, but we don't have all of the top teams right now. We don't have the Quake players, and we don't have most of the Tribes players as well. So we are kind of lacking some of the bigger teams. That said, we still do have probably, arguably, the top 2 teams in the game in this tournament, so we're looking towards some great games. One last thing to keep in mind is that spectator mode does not have a kill feed, so it's difficult for us to call out who's killing who and when. That very much will help us stay on the pulse, and I'm sure these types of things will all be coming. But the reason we want to do this tournament for you guys is not necessarily so we have the best tournament ever right out the gate, but so we all learn a little bit about the game, the meta, the players, the teams, how to run a tournament. So that's what we're doing right now. I think I covered everything.
Yeah, I think the first game went pretty well. I would love to watch the VOD and see what you guys at home saw. Obviously, Fish6 and I are kind of flying around ourselves, just trying to keep track of everything. But I think it went pretty well. It was only about a 6-minute game there for the offense to actually get squashed. But we are going live now with Kings Row, so let's hop into it. All right, everybody, welcome to Kings Row. This is game number 2 in this best-of-3 series between Team Relay and Pubstars. Pubstars leading 1-0 right now. We were saying before the tournament started that Pubstars might be one of the only teams we think that could contend here for the finals. But if the Team Relay can play like they did on the last map, I think they've got a reasonable shot of taking this map as well. Defense is a different animal from offense, so we'll see what the guys, QXC, Unsaid, Sweaty, Altkek, Heger, and who's on Reinhardt there? Missed him. Straw Hat Chef. We'll see what these guys can do on defense. Kings Row, obviously a little bit different, plays a little bit different than Dorado. The first point is a capture point that the attacking team will have to actually get to, and then the payload comes out of this little garage and heads all the way toward the end of the map. So a little bit different than Dorado. They're not going to start with a payload. They actually have to get past this defense, which you can see Symmetra setting up turrets everywhere. You've got a pretty good front line here with Roadhog and Tracer, and I imagine Mercy, actually it looks like Mercy is going to be playing back with Widowmaker for damage amp on that sniper Unsaid.
These Symmetra turrets can be so annoying sometimes. In fact, when I played against this team earlier, they're using Symmetra to great effect, placing those turrets in the most annoying possible places. And it's actually QXC who's doing that. If you take a look at the the hero lineups, again on attack, you do have Lucio, the crucial Lucio, but this time we are seeing a little bit of a change up. We have this time we have 2 tanks on offense. Kudo Chop sticking with the Hanzo, and let's get into this.
Okay, red team forming up right outside the first choke. This is where most defenses are going to set up behind. You'll have Tracers or Reapers sometimes wreaking havoc in the back, but essentially this is the first real choke of the map. Winston leaps forward. He's going to try and approach the point from the backside now, but Hanzo, Defox on Mercy and Pluppy on Zarya, attacking the point from the front. Straw Hat Chef charges in as Reinhardt doesn't actually pick any targets. Defense dealing with a Winston over on the point, but the rest of the team is sort of inching closer and closer, trying to just get picks. There's 2 dead now on the defense side, none on the offense side, so they are looking in good position here on point A.
Yeah, and you're gonna want to look at the hero feed at the bottom of the screen. It's so telling in cases like this. If you look at the defending team, 3 of them are dead while all 6 are up for the attacking team. But look at that ultimate just killing so many people. 4 people just went down all at once. Are you kidding me?
The game just crashed.
Game just crashed, so no cast anymore, or can they hear us still?
They can still hear you, but obviously the game.
All right, we're doing it radio style.
Well, we can radio it. Yeah, Zarya ult just went down for the defensive side, but didn't actually pick anyone off. Offense is still capturing point A with 4 contending the point, 5 now contending the point, and they have captured A here.
Guys, it is a beta. This is the first ever tournament. We had a good feeling that something was going to go wrong. So sit tight. But look at this. The entire offense team is on fire right now and charging straight forward. That was just a dominating performance. And I'm going to come back to on defense. You cannot, you shall not, you will not ever overextend, because you leave your team in such a poor position. When even just one of your 6 players goes down, it allows for the other team to just charge forward, and that's exactly what we saw. And again, look at that hero count at the bottom. 4 people are dead or coming from spawn right now for the defending team. So look at this, a 4 stack on the payload. Each person that is stacked on the payload will make it move quicker, so this thing is just cruising straight forward.
Well, we do have 6 players on fire on offense right now, as they did manage to take point A, slaughtering the defensive side as they came in one by one. We have Tracer in the back trying to pick off healers, but Zarya is just, of course, keeping their flank covered. Winston pushing the payload with a bubble on top so that the defending team can't actually get through him. The Symmetra launching her orbs through that shield. Her attacks all penetrate shields. Here's a D.Va ult going in from the defensive side. Is it going to actually catch anybody? I don't think so. Nope, there's a dead Winston, but he got killed somewhere else. So
yeah, he got killed somewhere else.
Basically, right now the attacking team is reaching this checkpoint, and it'll be the last stretch of the entire map. If defense can't hold them here, this is going to actually be a great spot for them to try and get the offense squashed, but Lucio ult means that they're just going to cruise right into the checkpoint and get their furthest spawn closest to the target here, the end of the payload mission.
And look, that Reinhardt shield isn't going to last anymore. Reinhardt does charge forward, trying to do something with his last breaths of life. And defense finally showing a little bit of life here, now getting 2 kills, but it's somewhat even on both sides. I believe it's 4 on 4. I think that 3 on 3, God, it's so hard to tell right now. The attacking team has come out on top and will continue to be pushing this thing at record speed.
Yep, so there's 4 members here for the attacking team covering the payload, both supports as well as a soldier and a Winston. That's going to be plenty to actually push that payload. Zarya still shielding up teammates as enemies come in one at a time. Reinhardt, that was again an ill-advised entry. Zarya ult goes down, catches 3, and Renbot and Soldier and a Hanzo Dragon just to top it off. There's a D.Va ult. She actually bails out and does manage to escape briefly before getting picked off as well, but the red team's just going to cruise right in here. There's no defenders alive here to mess with them, and they're just going to sit on that payload. Bastion jumps down and gets disassembled immediately. D.Va trying to come out with use her E to try and just close the distance on that payload, but they're not going to make it in time, and Pubstars take the series 2-0.
Very quick. Actually, you know, that's not a bad thing. We're going to be cruising through this tournament. It is single elimination. It is a best of 3, but each map can actually be over in just a couple of minutes. So the first round is over. That's it. The first competitive game in Overwatch history has been witnessed right here, right now. Oh, that was what got so many kills. It was the
right.
Tracer
You saw
ult.
it.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, Pubstars wins the first BO3 that we've ever seen. So we're going to head to a break now. So thanks for watching. Stick around for more.
And we'll be jumping into the next matchup as soon as possible. But that first round was so quick that we may have to wait for other matches to finish up.
All right, I'm just turning my mic on again just to talk to the stream. So, as we've said, this is a completely beta tournament. We are doing everything live. That crash is obviously because the game is in a beta state. And if you guys have any feedback or any comments about the viewing, the spectating of the games, the commentary, the points of the map you guys want to see for each of these maps, just you can leave either a Twitch message or you can tweet at me on Twitter. If you guys have any feedback for the casters, Ask Joshy and Fishsticks, tweet at them. Don't forget to follow them. They're helping us out with some great commentary. So we want to have this as like an open Discord. So if you guys have any information or any points you want to give, just shoot them over. So seeing as the first first match is finished, we're casting both the semi-finals, one quarterfinal, which you've just done, and the grand final. So I'm going to check in with the admins to see where we're at with the score for the previous games.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you all very much for joining us. This is actually, I'm grinning ear to ear right now because this is so much fun to watch. Even though that was an extremely one-sided game, I couldn't ask for a more polished, more fun FPS to watch. You know, on a very personal level, guys, I'm going to get kind of sappy for a second here. I've been playing niche FPS games for basically my entire life. I come from the Tribes community personally. I know Joshy, my co-host, comes from the Unreal Tournament community as well. A lot of folks have been part of these tiny disparate communities for a very long time. I'm talking Quake, I'm talking Tribes, I'm talking Unreal, I'm talking Enemy Territory. And right now, on a personal level, I feel that this is the game to unite all of these disparate communities in one place at one time. So I could not be more excited and more optimistic for the future of arena-based, skill-based, objective-based, team-based, class-based FPS. This is it. It's happening. I mean, we've been waiting for this moment as a community for a very, very long time, and it's finally here. So we're going to do everything that we can to support it. Right, Joshy?
Yeah, man, I've already sunk 100+ hours into this beta. It's just so fun. There's so much replayability already with just 7 maps. You've got 21 characters to switch between. Whenever you get bored or frustrated or blocked by the enemies, you literally just switch and it becomes an entire new game. I'm meeting tons of great folks, obviously, in the beta. Voice chat is, of course, like a blessing and a curse, right? Sometimes you'll get salty people, but if there's more unsalty people than salty people, you usually just drive them out. They get annoyed and they leave, and you end up playing some great games. Sometimes you'll be tanking and you'll have that support that just carried you the whole way. You'll be playing DPS and someone will just set up the ult for you. Like, it's just a great feeling. There's so many little interactions between characters that are so good that they're just going to keep expanding on. Like Hanzo and Genji are brothers. We're just now learning about all the lore going on. So as that continues to grow, they're going to add lines of dialogue to the game. Like, it's going to just be crazy stuff moving forward. More skins, more characters and maps, hopefully, as we go, through the years. But this game is still something like 7 months, 5, 6, 7 months away from release, and I'm already just having a blast with it. I don't see myself putting this away for really anything coming out in the near future. Maybe Star Wars Battlefront will get a little bit of time because, hell, it's Star Wars. But like, really, Overwatch is pretty damn good.
And I want to apologize to the Team Fortress community. I totally left you guys out. My bad. I had a brain fart. I meant to include Team Fortress, man. You guys know it. I mean, Team Fortress is probably the game that has the most crossover with Overwatch. So shout outs to TF2. And I also want to give a big, big shout out to a member of the TF2 community. In fact, probably the most prominent streamer in Overwatch. It's A. Siegel. The reason we have 3,000 viewers right now is because he hosted the stream. He could have streamed his own gameplay, and I would not have felt bad about that at all. In fact, I would encourage him to do so, but out of the kindness of his heart, he actually messaged me before this saying, "Hey, should I host the stream?" I said, "Dude, do whatever you want. No worries either way." And he actually hosted the stream. All of his viewers came our way, so shout-outs to Siegel, and shout-outs to TF2 community, and thanks for the entire Siegel community for tuning in.
Call. Do you guys say that? Yeah, there it is. I was wondering. I was like, it hasn't even started in the chat.
Just to give you guys a quick update, I've spoken to the admin running the other matches that have been going on off stream whilst we're waiting. So Baguette Esports, the French team, 2-0'd Cripple Crew. Secret Santos unfortunately didn't show up, so Enigma got a bye. That probably would have been a 2-0 anyway. But
well, it's a good thing Siegel wasn't streaming then.
So we're just waiting for the final game to conclude before we can find out who's going to be playing against Pub Stars. What I'm going to do now is start organising the Not Enigma and Baguette Esports game and get you guys getting into that.
Sounds terrific.
Right. Excellent.
So this French team, just another group of FPS pros, from what I understand. I actually haven't met any of them yet in game. Or chatted with any of them, but they are, they're FPS players, so I'm definitely curious to see if they're going to have that tight-knit, I guess, chemistry that the TF2 pros are likely to have.
And obviously, France just hit with a massive tragedy, so our hearts go out to everyone out there who was affected by this. We've had a lot of tragic stuff happening around the world, but video games can hopefully bring a little bit of light to everyone that's in a dark place right now. I didn't mean to get all emo about it, but anyway, we are jumping into the next game very quickly, and I think this is going to be a fan favorite game here because it's the TF2 team, of course, with Siegel on it, versus Baguette, the French team. Again, I have to agree with you, Josh. I have never seen the Baguette team play, so I have no clue what to expect. But hopefully they can put up a fight because we know this TF2 team is clearly one of the top teams in the game, if not the number one team right now in Overwatch.
Right. We've been watching scrimmages between TF2 and Quake Pros, and obviously, Dirty Bomb and Tribes and whoever else decided to show up in the beta. They've all been playing with each other and against each other. They've been playing against Blizzard testers. So we've got quite a lot of experience already watching one of the teams. But yeah, this is a chance for the French team. I'm very curious what their pings are like, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. If we're playing on the Americas server, they're probably catching 120, 140 pings. Does that sound about right?
Something along those lines. And
good luck.
Not to mention the fact that it's, I'm doing mental math in my head. It's 3:30 in the morning in France right now.
Yeah, plus 9 hours or so, yeah.
Yeah, if my math is correct, and that is the case.
180 MS is what a couple of folks in chat are saying. So yeah, good luck against a bunch of precision shooters who've been playing together for 2 weeks straight. Oh man,
2 weeks straight. Talk about a couple of years now. Quite a few of the folks on this TF2 team not only are experienced FPS veterans who've played together, but they're actually quite a few of these guys have been the top of the top tier in TF2, going under the name Froyotech, and actually winning some of the most recent tournaments in TF2, period. So shout outs to those guys. And hopefully the French team can put up a fight. I think they're going to be hard-pressed to do so. I'm not going to lie. I think we're going to roll right onto the finals that we expected. But please prove me wrong. Please.
People are asking to keep the camera on Seagull the entire game. But they don't realize this is a team game, you guys. He can kill 100 people, but if it's just him out there, he's going to not push a payload or capture a point. He's got to have everyone. Dryak? Enigma? Is it Dryak or Dryak?
Dryak actually is meant to be on the other team.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, that's one that I haven't recognized. Clockwork, Oplad, Dummy, and Mesrar, though. I have cast all of these guys. Oplad is a friend of mine from the StarCraft 2 days also because he worked for ESFI, which was an esports journalist group, and we met at MLG a number of years ago. So Oplad, always happy to see him around. And he is back with Overwatch, just playing a ton. He's got one of those jobs, that he's got to pay attention to. So I'm hopeful that he'll stick around and keep playing well. He's been playing tank characters mostly, Oplad, so keep an eye out for him as well. Mesrar, casting the scrimmages and pickup games. So far, he's been having a real affection for Winston. So he's really adept at this point at leaping on snipers, leaping on Hanzos, putting up bubbles at correct times. His Winston plays really good, so I hope we get to see that.
Okay, just chiming in here quickly, guys. We have both teams ready to go. All the spectators are in. The Spanish cast is in as well. The other quarterfinal game hasn't finished yet. They're actually in their second game still. It's looking like it's going to go to the third and final map for that game. So I think we're just going to go live with this one instead of waiting for the other quarterfinal to finish, so that we can just keep things going and keep things moving. So I'll let you guys talk a bit more, and we'll be going live in about 2 minutes. I'm just going to check the teams to make sure that they're all ready as well.
So in the chat right now, I'm realizing I do actually know one of the players on Baguette. I actually know two, maybe even more if they've changed names at all. But Crew and Moonel were Shootmania players during the IPL period where we had IPL 5 and the Shootmania launch event. So I actually got to meet these guys. That's pretty cool.
All right, so we do have some insider information on this team. Finally.
Yeah, so I want to say Quake was before Shootmania for the majority of those guys who came over in Europe. But yeah, Moonel and Crew, they both played, I believe, at the Shootmania launch event that we had in San Francisco right before IPL bit the dust. So glad to see those guys playing some Overwatch.
Rest in peace.
Yep, rip IPL.
I'll pour one out.
But okay, so that's a little bit of information. When I heard French players, I was imagining Wins and his brother AKM, but I have seen them in the Discord chat, but I haven't seen them actually playing a ton. But they obviously are European, so I wouldn't be running into them normally. Okay, so we're going live in just a moment. Hope everyone's still hyped after that first best of 3. This is going to be potentially a higher skill ceiling game. The French players playing against 180 MS, it seems. So a bit of a non-player obstacle that they've got to deal with. Almost like the 7th man for not Enigma, the TF2 pros.
So, just to let you guys know, everything's ready. We're going to be going live now, so feel free to throw it to the game and I'll run the map intro.
All right, we're about to go live into the second best of 3 of the day. We're moving on to the semifinals in this single elimination tournament. So we're moving actually quite quickly on to the grand finals here. Sit tight as we do jump into the next map, and we'll be getting started shortly. God, that music gets me so hype.
All right, we're in game now, and we can already see the player selections. So we've got Not Enigma down in the bottom left of the player tab. Enigma, Clockwork, Oplad, Dummy, Mesrar, and Seagull. Mesrar is going to be tanking, but not on Winston. Reinhardt instead. And on defense, we've got Lixie, Moonel, Chukas, Crew, Dryak, and Pippo, or Pippo. I'll call him Pippo. And defense has chosen to go with 2 supports, 2 tanks, and 2 damage dealers once again. Offense looks like they're actually going with an offensive sniper. So Clockwork on Widowmaker might be a good one to watch. And also offensive Torbjorn. Offensive Torbjorn hype, everybody.
I've seen this, okay? They're going to place the turret right on top of the payload. I would bet money on that. I would definitely bet money on the fact that that turret is going right on the payload. If you can get that turret to level 3 on the payload, it is so good at helping out. And you said it's like the 7th player that lag. Well, that turret can definitely be the 7th player for the attacking team here.
Oh man, so the attacking team actually has 8 players with a Torb turret and lag.
Okay, they switched around. You know what? They switched all the players, so never mind.
Not everybody. They still have that offensive Widowmaker, though. So we'll see if he can get any picks. Seagull is actually playing Genji right now, so we're on F6, watching him do some ninja moves here, throwing out his shuriken, dashes, double jumps, wall climbing. He's really got the whole ninja kit. Payload has already moved around this first corner. It looks like there's not too much on the defensive side to actually pick off anybody. Zario flopped very quickly there, and McCree is down as well, so Not Enigma already cruising toward this first choke point, the underpass.
Yeah, guys, we heard that you liked Seagull. Someone told me that Seagull had some fans in the audience, so you're getting to watch him right here. And I keep switching away from him. I don't know if this is a spec bug that you're getting.
There is a bug. Yeah, so guys, there's 4 spectators in the game presently, and sometimes when we click around, it'll actually hijack the camera for the other spectators. It's a bug that Bill from Blizzard has verified that is already being worked on. But we're back in the game now. Underpass has already been cleared. The checkpoint is this first circle here on the ground, and they're just going to push right up to it. Defense has not been able to gather together as a full 6 and stop this at all so far.
Yeah, not a moment has the defense actually had a second to breathe here at all. And look, this is mayhem. Everyone's just bunched up together, and finally a couple kills going the way of defense. Nice support there by Lixie, keeping his teammates alive with that ever-present Mercy heal ability. But again, I might sound like a broken record at a certain point, but if you just saw, we saw one of the defending team just get way too aggressive, try to go for the flank, but ended up facing off against 4 or 5 of the attacking team, dead and leaving his team in a tough spot. Because now look at this, another player on defense has gone down as well, so there's still going to be 5 versus 6 for the foreseeable future, and it can just spiral out of control when you get into a situation like this.
Right, I saw Symmetra actually had her ultimate. I think that's why she was trying to get behind the offensive line. If she could actually pop a teleporter slightly behind them and get people rezzed into the fight faster, that would have been actually huge, but she did get caught, and actually just got caught again, and I still don't see a teleporter down, so I don't know if this is the lag or what, but they are getting absolutely rolled right now by Not Enigma. A big res comes up for the defensive team, but the offensive team also has a res in the pocket. Dummy with that ultimate available. There's a lot of action happening by the payload here. Oplad, using his Lucio ult, does force the payload forward even further. Defensive players are dropping like flies, though. Checkpoint is going to be reached, and they're going to have over 7 minutes here to push this last leg of Dorado on attack.
Looking a little bit one-sided here, and ultimately not unexpected. I mean, this is the team that has been scrimming over and over and over, talking strategy. They have the team synergy. They have the experience in other FPSs with similar types of gameplay, somewhat similar at very least. So not a huge surprise to see them rolling here, but let's see if the Frenchmen can put up a fight in the last moments here.
Genji is just doing work right now. His mobility is insane on this last payload area. He can climb all of these walls, leap wherever he wants. It seems like a tight, cramped space for someone like a Reinhardt who can't really get around, but Genji honestly just has free reign over the whole place. There's no individual defender that can deal with him really well in this area. Reinhardt charges in to knock down the Zarya. He uses his ult and clears a good wave of 2 or 3 defenders, so right now Payload still has room to move. They are not really pushing at full capacity, but I think they're going to be there any moment now.
And no ultimates up for the defensive team, so they got to do this the old-fashioned way, and they only have a few seconds left.
All right,
they have stopped the payload for a moment here. Oh, and Siegel goes down. Diva ult is there, but it's actually not in a great position. Another ult dropped by Pippo. He's doing great for his team here because this is their first. This is the first time.
First and last stand.
This is the first time that this payload has been stopped, and it is literally a meter away from being in its final resting place.
Right, so the attacking team has 6 full minutes now to coordinate a group of 6. Have they actually... Oh, sorry. Have they actually coordinated any changes? I still see all the same characters as when they started. Soldier now being played by Dryak on defense, but the offensive team really just trucking through with that same squad that they launched out of. Usually you want to change your composition to match what you're playing against, but these guys figured they have the steamroll going, so they're going to keep it consistent.
You know, I've heard from a couple people that they thought D.Va was an underpowered tank, but she seems to be doing great for me right now. That her E is just such a good damage blocking ability and allows your team to start chipping away at the defense very, very early on, even when you might be outnumbered. And of course, that ultimate is so good at opening up space. But if you look at the defending team, they do have quite a few ultimates stacked up here, and they're surviving, man.
Yeah, they've taken a minute and a half off the clock. Zarya ult goes down from Crew. I didn't actually see if it managed to grab a ton of people. 3 people, 4 people now down for the offense, but they are going to get res. Dummy holding that revive with 5 minutes left. Defense side has only Pharah down at the moment, and he just respawned. Widowmaker's going crazy with damage amp from Mercy. There's a Lucio ult keeping the red attacking team high health. No, sorry, that's the green defending team in high health. So the payload is moving now, though. They've got to stay on the payload.
Get on it.
Up. They got to touch that thing, or it's going to continue sliding.
Widowmaker snipes.
Sitting on the payload as D.Va. I think he's going to get it just by himself. No, they're rushing it once more. There are some ultimates available. There's a D.Va ult from the attacking team. They're all going to take line of sight. Dyak does go down. Crew, the last one touching the payload. Zarya ult
but the ultimate!
4 players. He can't do any damage by himself, though. He's going to flop, and it goes down. The payload enters the final spot. GG there. French team with a little bit of hope there at the end, but just not enough for the TF2 team.
Yeah, and like I said, not unexpected. Let's watch the play of the game. It's your boy Siegel. What's it gonna be? Nice Ninja Stars to start it off. Oh, great aim, of course, as always. And there's the D.Va ult coming into play. The dash coming in. Whenever Genji gets a kill, his dash resets, which is probably the coolest part of Genji, as far as I'm concerned.
And all 4 cards go to the attacking team. 17 kill streak for Enigma, 22 eliminations on Siegel. Everyone did their job perfectly. 78% of the match on fire for Oplad. Just well done across the board for the TF2 team. Unfortunately, the French team, Baguette, couldn't really muster a defense until it was just a little too late. They were at their very last spawn, and they were 5 feet away from the destination. So that's pretty tough to hold for 6.5 minutes.
Absolutely. So 1-0 now for
we'll go to
TF2
break.
pros.
Go to a break before map 2 starts up.
Again, just the way this is formatted, we do have to all leave the party and rejoin a new party. Shoutouts to Sombrero. I don't know, did you get every single person on your friends list and you're just inviting them off memory? That's kind of ridiculous.
You can invite the captain.
So I invite the
drag
captain,
in.
and the captain drags the other guys in, so it's pretty easy like that.
Okay. Okay. Did the people hear that, Sombrero?
Yeah, the people heard that. So I've actually got a good friend of mine, Pewee. He comes from StarCraft as well. He's actually doing the adminning in the back end, making sure that the teams playing, that are meant to be playing, making sure that everyone's signed in, that kind of stuff. So he's doing the legwork. I'm just doing the production, and you guys are giving your sweet voices.
Yeah. I don't know how sweet it is, but I am excited, and I hope that's coming across on the cast. Even though we're seeing one-sided games, I'm still enjoying the hell out of this. I mean, this is the best of all worlds. I mean, it's class-based FPS meets MOBA-esque abilities with extremely unique characters, also kind of MOBA-esque in and how each character is so unique. So it's really got the best of the excitement of an FPS, but the crazy synergies and the crazy moments when multiple ultimates are dropped from different types of games. And, I got to give it up to Blizzard. And this is not a swipe. This is not even a negative thing in any way, shape, or form. But I love the fact that they seemingly shamelessly ripped ideas out of games from all different genres. I mean, adapted in amazing ways. I mean, Pharah's rocket launcher, I swear to God, it is the same rocket launcher from Quake 3. Like, it even sounds the same. The rockets travel at similar velocities. It shoots at a similar rate. And then she's also kind of like a Tribes character. You've got all kinds of ultimates that are taken inspiration from MOBAs and from other games as well. Even Diva is almost like the mini Titanfall hero in this game. I mean, the fact that that her mech explodes, the fact that she can jump in and out, all these things. Lucio's got the wall run, which is almost Titanfall-esque as well. It's just, I love it. They did such a good job of elegantly combining these different aspects from different games, and I can't give them enough props for doing that.
Oh man, I got the invite from Oplad. I don't know what happened, if only I got kicked or what, but we're back in this lobby.
They already had the full lobby made, so for the sake of making it easy, I just brought us into there instead. See, this is great. When players organize stuff themselves, it makes it easier for us guys.
Indeed, It does. I've adminned enough StarCraft 2 tournaments to never ever want to do that again. So anything they improve with lobbies and parties is definitely going to help with a 12-player game that's going to have mass spectators as well. Like even now, we've got 4 spectators for this very first tournament of anything. It's going to need like 8 more if major organizations are going to have multi-language casts, all that stuff. So I know that the guys at Blizzard are working hard on all of these esports features. They want the game to succeed, obviously. So they're going to listen. And, you've already seen some changes throughout the early weeks of the beta here that have just been quality of life changes or, services, stuff like that. It looks like our teams are ready. I'm just, showing Blizzard some love for the great game that they've made so far. And I know that it's going to be spectacular as we continue on.
Yeah, and we might be over fluffing right now. I'm just getting so excited to watch this stuff unfold, and this really is true unadulterated enthusiasm. But we're jumping into the next map. Let's roll that intro.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here on King's Row for Map 2 between Not Enigma, made up mostly of TF2 pros, and the red team Baguette, French pro players from various FPS games as well. Right now, the score is in favor of the TF2 guys. They're going to be playing defense in this Game 2 of this best of 3. So on attack, we've got Pharah, Winston, Tracer, Reinhardt, Lucio, Mercy. Lucio Mercy is a combo that you'll see almost always on payload offense because Lucio is so good at pushing people off the payload. Mercy is so good for those mass reses to take points or checkpoints unexpectedly. With Tracer and Pharah on offense, they're going to be able to get around the backside. I see quad Torbs. They're picking 4 Torbjorns right now just for the spectators. The enemy team can't see this at all, so I don't know why else they would do this except to just get a laugh. But
yeah, I mean, honestly, it makes sense for these guys not to pick their actual heroes until the last minute, because you can peek through the doors.
Oh, you're right. You
can peek through the doors, and they could potentially be stream watching, but
we're on a delay, folks.
Yeah,
Slate.
That's right. So a bunch of people are asking who we are. I'm Fishsticks.
I'm Ask Joshi.
There, yes, there you go. And let's get this popping.
That segues a lot easier when you're in person. But
yeah, I definitely pointed somewhere, but you weren't there. You didn't see it.
I caught it. All right, so the attackers, Winston dropping the bubble and immediately launching up around the outside. This is something we saw the other match as well. All the tanks for the blue side, the defenders, are all the way backed up now. So Symmetra's got her turret nest in the room with the health pack. They're just giving the red French team all this space, though, so that they can have this vantage point at a choke point rather than up in the front where they can be flanked from several directions. So take note, guys, of this defensive setup. This is actually really smart.
Oh, a flanking Winston? By
yeah.
himself gets caught out, and he's dead. And I don't know exactly how long the respawn timer is. I feel like it's 5 to 10 seconds.
I think it's like 10.
Yeah, it's a really long time. So, there you go. Once again, his team, the attacking team, is 5 versus 6 and stuck in this cycle, as now Pharah is the next to go down, and now more folks are going down. So at this point, as an attacking team, it's probably best to just hold back and wait for the respawns to take place. You don't want to get stuck in this continuous cycle of always being down on the enemy team. Yeah. And
Right.
That's all I got to say about that.
You're totally right. Offense, sometimes they'll pick a Widowmaker or a Hanzo to try and get some picks. Reinhardt ult goes down on the point, only hits the 2 tanks, and he launches him away from the point. Lixie actually using her Mercy Res to bring back Winston, and they're still not really getting much done on the point. They got the first third of the point captured. That will actually retain, even if they get wiped here, but all kinds of stuff's going on now. Pharah's dropping rain from above. Lucio's going to ult on the attacking team, and suddenly the blue team is nowhere to be found. Only red players on the point, and they are going to capture A.
The French team is here to play, and we're seeing it right here. The first objective of the map is going to, forgive me, Baguette, that's their name. And
Baguette
we are
Esports.
moving here onto the payload objective, so don't count them out just yet. The first map may have been slightly one-sided, but France has come to play, and we're about to see what they can do.
All right, Reinhardt posted up on the payload. He's going to be that main tank for the attacking team, while Dryak actually staying behind the Reinhardt shield rather than going up in the air and just getting picked off by a Widowmaker or by McCree. He's going to stay behind the Reinhardt shield as often as possible. I like that, actually. It's an interesting way to play Pharah. She has a great air control on this map, King's Row, because she can jump over buildings and stuff, but playing it like this is actually working really well. They're pushing the payload, and the blue team's just sitting back. More action here at the point. Fish Sticks, take it away.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, the Reinhardts charged into each other. And it was the first time I've ever seen that happen. I've heard about it, but that was the first time I have seen that. And I'm sorry. I don't have any. I lost my train of thought.
I didn't know what. I didn't actually see it. I was taking a look at this defensive setup now. Symmetra's got a nest in there, but that's actually an area that the red team doesn't have to go through at all. So Symmetra really not getting a lot done here. They do manage to repel the attack finally, though. Reinhardt as the front wall here for the defensive team. They've got a Winston as well. They've got Mercy keeping them all up. Only one real support. Symmetra only is able to provide shields and a teleporter. Oplad does have his ult available if they'd find that teleporter, so they're going to have teleporters for days. Attacking team's going to have a rough time here. This is another choke point that can be really difficult, this S-curve through the city.
The attacking Reinhardt charging forward, swinging away, actually knocks down the other Reinhardt, but again, kind of outnumbered here. Somehow surviving, somehow getting the kill.
Mercy
revive going
Three
down
people
on defense,
came up.
though. Yeah.
Three people came up on defense in that crowded hallway, and they're just going to pick off the last remaining red players in there. Reinhardt returning to the fray, and only Tracer's left. She's going to get smacked away and killed as well. Defense has another basically 30-40 seconds here that they just bought themselves with that Mercy Res by flattening the offensive team.
Yep, and look, the payload is slowly inching backwards. So they've got to push in here. Both teams really using Reinhardt to great effect, and actually complete game changer to have that shield up. And Reinhardt for the attacking team charging straight forward gives no shits. I don't know what I'm allowed to say on this stream. I was about to say worse things, but anyway, I know for next time.
Just kidding.
I'm gonna ban myself. Anyway, this payload is moving forward ×5. That payload is cruising, and it's actually gonna make it to the next checkpoint in no time at all, unless the defending team can pull something out.
Oh, huge Zarya ult goes down in the spawn, catching 4 blue players coming out of that teleporter. But do they actually get anything done? Yes, 3 defending players were killed in that assault. Zarya with a perfect ult there for Baguette Esports. They are holding this payload really well now. Widowmaker goes down to a Zarya, and that teleporter is disposed of.
We had a crash.
So,
give me a second.
Oh, we did have a game crash. We're going to keep it back on radio, though. I'll continue casting because this game is not going to slow down just because Sombrero crashed. Payload has reached the final checkpoint here on King's Row. That means they now have 4 minutes and 50 seconds to push through that last S-curve onto basically the spawn point of the defending team. They're perfectly set up already around the corner, not allowing the red team to get any free shots on them.
That's right, and the payload is continuing to move, but rather slowly at this point. Still just one person on it, and defense is starting to get a footing here as they are pushing forward. Actually, Seagull does go down, though. The Tracer for the attacking team, Pippo, down as well, but it's quite equal and quite even now And with 4 minutes and 15 seconds left, it's
Wow.
actually looking likely that the French team might be able to do something quite good here.
A red Zarya ult does go down, doesn't catch anything, but does provide a buffer. The payload's currently not moving. It's kind of stuck between lanes here. It is approaching the very final approach. The defensive team is all rezzing right now. They've got a D.Va and a Reinhardt. Reinhardt ults, taking out 2 of the attacking players. Mercy
Mercy
ults
ult.
to bring back those 2 opposing players. So we've basically got everyone up, fighting on top of the payload right now. Mercy's zipping around, trying to get some heals on Reinhardt. He goes down. The attacking team has now basically been wiped, while the defensive team is sniping and using divas to keep zone control. D.Va ult goes down right in front of the red team, does not pick anyone off. They have time to actually get to line of sight, so the payload now starting to slowly crawl backwards toward that checkpoint.
And Clockwork taking the sniper position up top. Sniper on this map, I've found, can be just such a pain to deal with. But Reinhardt's shield does go up. Some Sniper forced to push back just a little bit. And look how defensively oriented the TF2 team is. They don't feel the need to push right on top of the objective. They're more than happy to hang back here. And look how far back the Sniper is, even getting damage boosted by Mercy. So that they're just really hoping that the Sniper can pull some shots. And it looks like the shots are coming through. There is a Lucio ult drop for offense. So they have 500 plus health for this time being. But 500 plus health does not mean enough in this case. Seagull getting a couple, so Seagull now switched on over to the Junkrat position, which he's very familiar with. It's more or less the demo man from TF2, is that Junkrat character.
Yeah, he's having fun just shelling away with those bouncing grenades. The attacking team now has been disassembled. They're returning from spawn right now. There's only 4 of them up, heading toward the payload, but the defensive team is actually pushed up now, trying to keep them contained. There's only 2.5 minutes left. The payload is still stopped in the center. Red Zarya ult for offense goes down, catches 4 players. Zarya pulls a big one. Pharah ults as well, but she actually gets picked off by D.Va. Not a lot actually going to get accomplished there. Defensive team actually rezzes with Mercy ult. They've got 2 Mercies now on defense, so they're just going to be rolling Mercy ults throughout the rest of this last stretch. Payload's still just on the corner of that last corner of King's Row as they're approaching the end. But defense still just chilling on top of the payload. Red players dying one at a time, having to reform each time that happens. It's going to cost them 20 or 30 seconds. Only just under 2 minutes remaining now, while defense has full control of the payload.
Are you still crashed out, buddy?
Yes,
I believe he is still crashed out.
but we're doing a rebroadcast from the Spanish stream.
We're doing a rebroadcast from the Spanish stream. How terrific. That's why we have so many people in here. But still just providing radiocast for you guys. Red team has about 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Zarya's up on her own, just trying to push them back while everyone else respawns. Zarya ult goes down, catches Seagull, Mezrar, and that's it. Seagull goes down, Mezrar goes down. Red team has an opportunity here, but there is a Mercy with ult available. We'll have to see if she uses it. She does. Both players picked up once again. All players alive right now, trying to find picks. Mercy goes down. Offensive Winston goes down. Still 5v5. Payload not moving. Red team looked like they were going to grab some control, but now successfully defended once again. Only 1 minute left now for the red team to get rezzed, get grouped, and try and take this payload all the way.
All right, so sorry for the technical difficulties, folks. Maybe I should have flipped on my stream too, huh? But no big deal here, as we do have the Spanish stream that you can go check out right now if you want to just listen to this commentary and pop that open if you need to. We will be jumping back into the next game, but the time is winding down. Plenty of valiant efforts, but I have to give it up to that Mercy ult as such a game changer. That Mercy ult brought the defending team back into play, even when they were down 1 or 2 players many times now. And with just 22 seconds left, it's got to be a massive play by the attacking team here to make this happen.
I totally saw Winston leap and fall down the hole. King's Row has holes on the sides that you can fall forever, and he must have gotten pushed or something, but he landed right in the pocket. So defensive team, 5 seconds left. D.Va's taking control of the payload. There's actually not really much way for the red team to get in here anymore or even touch the payload. It is going to go to overtime. Zarya's the last one touching the point. She falls, and the red team now has no one near the payload. Blue team does successfully defend very close to that last checkpoint, not closer to the actual end of the payload delivery. So red team is going to take the series 2-0. That's not Enigma, made up of Oplad, Mezrar, Enigma, Seagull, Dummy, and Clockwork.
There you go.
Play of the game is Junkrat Seagull. Once again, Seagull just doing great work.
Oh my god. Now I know why that Lucio ult didn't do anything.
Oh my goodness. He hit about 6 Junkrat bombs in a row on 3 different players and just destroyed them. 40 eliminations for Seagull. 54% kill participation. Clockwork had 87% of the match on fire. Enigma as D.Va had a 16 kill streak. D.Va just lives forever, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for continuing to cast, guys. Just to give you an update, so I've actually realized something. If you do not host a private game, when you crash, you cannot rejoin. So if you are looking to do broadcasts and stuff like that, make sure that you are hosting. Make sure you are hosting the game that you're going to be spectating, because then you can't rejoin it if you don't get back quickly enough. You know, there's like a short window that you have to get back in.
Yeah.
Okay. So
lessons learned, folks. That's why we're doing this.
So the winning team was on that. Just a note.
TF2 ends up taking it. Yep. 2-0, which means we are almost all the way to the grand finals here. Perhaps. I'm not sure how the other matches are progressing. Maybe our admins can give us a quick update on that. Hopefully they can.
Yeah, I'll find. Give me a moment. I'll find out how the other one's going. I know for a fact that Casual Tourborn players won 2-0, so they've advanced to play against Pubstars. So the next game's going to be Pubstars versus Casual.
Well, perhaps if they've only played the first map or are playing the first map, we can actually try and jump in there. Maybe.
Okay, let me see if I can get
second
on that.
map.
Shout out to That's Admirable's mom watching the stream.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
Shout out
Admirable,
to you and your moms. You
a
know,
Hearthstone caster.
everybody for tuning in. It's a pleasure. Nay, it is an honor to be casting for you today. I'm at Fishsticks on Twitter. That's Ask Joshy on Twitter. We both actually also stream this game. We're not quite as good as these guys. Well, at least I'm speaking for myself.
I'm 50-50 in pickup games, so I'm gonna stay lofty, egotistical, you know.
So actually, Seagull is DMing me saying, "This is for you, Sombrero. Try /invite and then type their username, and then have them type /accept. That might be a way to get you in next time."
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Next time.
Next
He says it works sometimes, but doesn't always. So anyway, this is the very, very, very first tournament. So we're going to be clearly, there's clearly going to be kinks to iron out for some time to come. That's why we're running this tournament. We're looking to find those kinks. That is just what we're doing at this point in time. So congrats to Not Enigma, aka the TF2 pros. They have made it into the grand finals, and we're going to try to check in on that lower bracket match. Maybe we have something to jump into here. Maybe.
Yeah, this is going to be the second semi-final to determine who plays against Not Enigma. I'm just going to move us all into the correct.
Now, is this game 1 or game 2?
This is going to be the entire game. We actually have
the whole semi.
Yeah. We've actually held off on playing the semi so that we can broadcast it.
Right.
That's excellent.
So we're halfway through the broadcast.
Yes, more Overwatch for you guys. One more match. We may not have seen it if it didn't play out like this, but we're getting to broadcast the second semifinals for you in just a second here. Casual Torbjorns versus Pubstars coming up in just a second.
I hope they do use Torbjorns and don't just fake it.
I'm not sure.
They kind of have to. When you put a character name in your team name and they don't show up, you're kind of just lying to everybody. All right, so yeah, we watched Pubstars do some work the first match. Saw the French team at least put up a fight there in that game 2 against the TF2 pros against, heavy lag, basically. 180 ms is about 0.18 seconds of lag, so every single shot delayed. You have to lead everything. Can be really frustrating. I want to thank those guys for coming out. They did get 3rd/4th technically in the tournament, so well played.
All right, so I'm going to do something that I did for a couple Dirty Bomb casts in the past. I am really curious to know who is watching this stream right now and what community you might have come from. So I'm just going to ask you guys right now in chat, just get into chat, and let me know what game or game series you have the most allegiance with. Is it Quake? Is it Tribes? Is it Team Fortress? Is it Enemy Territory? Is it Counter-Strike? Is it Call of Duty? Is it Battlefield? Let us know in chat. I want to see. Let's see the spam. Get it going. Seeing a lot of TF2. Dirty Bomb, TF2, Quake, TF2, CSGO, Smite. Oh god, it's going fast. Oh my god. Mainly TF2 though. I'm actually... Maybe because... Oh my god. Tribes. Yeah, buddy. StarCraft 2. Okay. CS, TF2, CS 1.6, StarCraft. Wow. Street Fighter, TF2, Dota. This is crazy.
StarCraft fans, I see a few StarCrafts in there. Did you guys see QXC play? I think he's out of the tournament now, but he played, and it was awesome.
You know, I've seen every single game mentioned here except League of Legends. I've not seen a single League of Legends.
I see LOL right there as you say it.
Wow.
Hearthstone, Battletoads, of course, Battletoads.
People are even saying Hearthstone. Like, are you like a 2013er man or something? You just get,
what's a video game?
Esports new to you or something?
I just started with Titanfall. Is that not good?
Dude, don't even get me started on Titanfall. I purchased a domain name, titanfall.gg. I really wanted that to be a competitive game. I just did not have the competitive.
You know, I always wanted to play the pilots only mode in that game because I actually thought the wall running was pretty awesome, and the mechanics were not bad. But by the time they made pilots only, we already moved on to way too many other things.
Titanfall 2.
I played the beta for Titanfall. Didn't actually get into the game very much.
It was fun.
Smart Pistol was kind of
Unreal
fun. Wall
Tournament.
running was
There we
fun.
go. Splatoon.
So we're just waiting for DeFox to finish from the bathroom. Okay. Also, by the way, guys, you can say whatever you want. This is like the most unofficial stream. So if you want to swear, if you want to talk about whatever, just go wild. There's no ESL standards of codes of conduct or anything like that. You can have a blast.
So what you're saying is, fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yes, that's exactly. Given the nature, given the fact that this is so ad hoc, and the fact that we've been having issues with the crashing and stuff, I don't think you can't take it too seriously. So, yeah, we'll keep it chill.
Oh, shout outs to that guy who said Brink. Shout outs to you.
You can't be from Brink, right? That's like impossible.
You never know, man. You never know. All right. Looks like both teams are in the server and perhaps ready.
Okay, I'll lead you guys to throw to the game and we'll start and do the map intro when you're ready.
Okay, both teams are ready, so we'll be jumping into the first game of the day. Again, we are going to Dorado once again. And is DeFox ready? Is he ready? Oh, looks like he's here. I can't tell.
Here. He typed a sad face in the chat, so I don't know.
Okay, he said go. All right, let's jump into that map intro and go into the second semifinals, moving ever closer to the grand finale. Let's do it live.
All right, welcome everybody to Dorado. This is semifinal number 2 being played between Casual Torbjorns and the Pub Stars that we saw earlier. Attacking will be the Pub Stars first in game 1 of this best of 3 series. Each game is a different map. We have an attacking side and a defending side, so just whoever wins the game. Kudo Chop, Favian, Renbot, DeFox, Pluppy, and Dezu on offense. Dot, Nblitz, Empiric, Blam. Do you want to say Blam or B1AM? I'm going to say Blam.
Go with Blam, yeah.
Vorpal and Spo. I've actually played against some of these casual Torbjorns, Inblitz and Spo. I've run into a number of times. Vorpal I've seen at least once. Again, they're players that I do remember, either sniping me a bunch or just having some good games with them. So I think this team could actually rank up pretty well against the Pub Stars, just from my own experience with these guys.
Yeah, we'll have to find out in a second here. Just to recap a little bit of our predictions early on in the cast, we did expect Pub Stars and the TF2 pros, not Enigma, to be more or less the two favorites here, with TF2 edging them out. So we'll see if the casual Torbjorns can uncasual it a bit, try hard a little bit, and take a win here against Kudo Chop's team, aka Pubstars. Let's do it.
Someone says B1AM Blam from TF2, so must be a known player. We'll see how he does on Junkrat on defense. So this is actually the first time on defense we see everyone posted up on that top side near the underpass choke. They didn't get any shots. They got no shots on the attacking team during the first, 20 seconds of this game. So I can't really say I agree with this setup too much. We'll see how they do in the next minute or two to see if I eat my words. But this is going to be really hard for them to actually stay in this position, especially when Winston can just leap on top of them like that. Not to mention all the characters on the ground who can just peek. And now the payload is still moving, even though the defense side is getting into position. The underpass, if they get through that underpass for free, that's going to be a terrible detriment for the defensive team.
Yeah, that was a freaking huge flank there by the attacking team. 3 or 4 of them actually came all the way around the right-hand side and caught a lot of the defenders off guard. That said, the defenders have taken down 2 attackers. And look at, what is this positioning by Pluppy all the way on the far side, and it dueling against a Reaper. I don't think that, I really don't think that a Tracer should win that fight and will eventually go down.
She can. She certainly can. I've played a lot of Reaper yesterday doing my 1000 elimination stream, and Tracer is a character that can totally poop on a Reaper if he can't spin around fast enough. But basically, this is a level where it's going to be harder to do it. Favian, obviously a really good player. This Tracer is really good. Dot is really good. All these guys are going to be consistent skill level at least. So Tracer can, dunk on a Reaper, but I would expect that to be a coin flip matchup in a match like this. But defense has finally set up. They did, pay for their mistake by letting the team get to the underpass really quickly, but now they're fighting back.
All right, Kudo Chop has switched to, of course, his classic Pharaoh role, being the Tribes player he is. I'm going to expect him to do lots of damage. You've seen it before. He's got the damage boost on him as well, but not able to do too much as the Lucio ult is dropped on defense. And there's a Mercy ult bringing back 3 in a line. They're all standing right there. The Mercy ult is just proving to be so influential in these games. Mercy is the quintessential support character. She just has to stay alive and pop that ult and keep reviving people as much as possible and just staying out of the line of fire, bringing the whole team back up. That said, the payload still is basically sedentary. It hasn't not moved much at all.
Look at the offensive Mercy right now. She is miles away from the action. She actually had to flee from someone attacking her straight up. She didn't have anyone with her, but now they're back on the payload. It is finally moving. Kudo Chop and Mercy together are going to be a great 1-2 combo. Kudo Chop shooting down now at the players as they're returning to the fight. She's basically got free reign in the air space here on Dorado. Another Pharah has shown up though, so they're going to be doing some nice rocket duels. In my opinion, playing enough Pharah, essentially to win a Pharah duel, you want to be the second one to use your shift to go up in the air so you can always shoot down at the opposing player. If you're trying to hit air rockets and they can splash around you on walls and the floor, that's going to be a lot better for you shooting down at them than up. So just keep that in mind if you're playing Pharah yourself.
All right, Kudo Chop's actually trying to single out the support characters and kill them, but not happening here. Somehow surviving though, even against some high DPS characters here. Oh, there's a nice mid-air rocket bringing out the tribe skills as I really was expecting and wanting to see.
Yep, Kudo Chop still has that Mercy support, and the rest of the front line doesn't really need Mercy as badly, so she just swaps to them whenever they need healing. But Pharah down right now for the offensive team, as well as that Reaper, means that just these tanks and supports are going to be edged back. D.Va flies way up into the air before dropping her ult. That's actually a genius move I haven't really seen anyone been doing. D.Va flies way up into the air, drops the suit so that you don't see where it is until it's dropped to the ground. It gives you less time to try and find line of sight. That's a great move. I'm going to be doing that in casuals for sure.
Alright, we are taking a look at some Tracer gameplay. Now moving on over to Lucio, who has dropped his ult for the attacking team. And again, I said it before, but that Lucio ult is an absolute game changer when it comes to offensive pushes. It just gives your entire team so much health to work with that you can really make a lot happen. And even activating, instead of the healing, actually activating his speed boost, which I've actually found myself doing more and more in team fights. It's just so useful to be faster there. And nice snipes, though, coming straight through that Reinhardt shield. But there is a back rage coming, and the sniper is taken out from behind. Every time I say back rage, people rage at me, so I apologize for that.
sorry to hear it. Justice is raining up from above from the defensive team. Widowmaker actually holding on to her ult for when they need it, as 3 offensive players are down once again. It seems like the Reaper and the Tracer are not getting anything done on offense. Fabian actually switching from Reaper to McCree as I say that. He's just not getting a lot done against the enemy Pharah, being played by Vorpal. So he does switch to McCree so he can pick Pharah off a little bit easier, try and find Blam, who's been sniping them all game. And right now the defense is in just a great spot. This is a very hard choke next to the church here. You can have all kinds of players hidden behind line of sight, behind that little wall. You can have them up on ledges. I'm watching Pharah now shell down at 2 Winstons for the offensive team. They really want to get this checkpoint.
Wow, 2 Winstons, switching it up. And that's going to be, I think, something we're going to see more and more as this game's meta develops, is switching heroes around, trying to catch your opponents off guard. Winston does have the ability to engage so well by jumping straight in and dropping that shield. There's a defensive ult dropped by Lucio, giving so much help, but Lucio ult's dropped on both sides, so both sides near invincible for the time being. But that said, 4 people have gone down on the defending team. That's going to allow the attacking team to stack 3 or 4 people here on this payload and get it moving so quickly.
Right, they have just about 4 minutes now to push the final leg here on Dorado. I don't think we actually saw this at all in the previous 2 matches. Oh no, we did. We did actually see a team push all the way to the very end very, very quickly against the French team. That's correct. So we have been in here before. Mercy hopping around, just trying to provide heals to whoever. She has super long range on her staff, so she can actually damage amp or heal from around corners. She basically just needs to see the person that she's healing and stay out of sight herself. Renbot playing Diva now on offense is just flying around trying to keep everyone at bay with his E, trying to block projectiles as they come in, long enough for his teammate to string back toward the payload.
Oh, mid-air rockets coming through. Some hype stuff from Kudo Chop, and the McCree is actually getting damage boosted here and there as well. So McCree's pistol already does a lot, but when you're damage boosted, I think it's 1 or 2 shots and you kill a lighter character right off the bat.
That's true, direct hits, over 100 damage each.
This thing is cruising. Straightforward. Both teams are clashing right now. 3 ultimates up for the defending team, though.
Kudo just nailed Vorpal with 2 air rockets in a row, knocking her down. Mercy actually blows the ult to pick her back up. Justice coming down now on the payload directly. Defender only has Reinhardt down. Lucio ult goes down for defense as well. Now the Mercy ult comes in for offense. They have 2 Pharahs now because this room is just so good when you have air control. They've got a Diva that can fly around. They've got 2 Pharahs as well as a Mercy. So they have complete air domination. Defense still just streaming back in though, dying 1 at a time. They don't have any damage right now, so this is a good opportunity for the attacking team.
Kudo Chop comes out on top of the Pharah duels
Fabian
here.
ult. Deadeye does get nobody. It looks like Winston was already dead.
But look, they all have to come through the stroke point. They're coming around the side. It looks like there's a flank coming from McCree. He's going to stop this for a little bit,
He's
but
gonna
the Lucio
die
ult
so fast.
is keeping them all alive. Now it's more mid-air battles going on. Vorpal and freaking Kudo Chop. Man, this is the duel, the air duel that just won't quit. They just, it's been going on pretty much this whole game.
Oh, here
so far.
moves into the final position. Lucio's the only one there to try to block it at all. He goes down, Blam's in there, he gets justiced. Pharah does the work intended, and Kudo Chop, Pleppy, DeFox just had complete control over that last room. They had 4 minutes to push it and did it in basically 2. Well done here for the attacking team Pub Stars, winning game 1 here against Casual Torbs.
All right, let's see it. Oh, well, that's about as uninteresting as he could have gotten for Kudo Chop's play, because he's been doing ridiculous stuff all game.
He's still nailing people.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I would vote for Kudo Chop on that one. We're going to head into a break between game 1 and 2 now.
All right, Pub Stars now up 1-0. Not domination, though. Not domination by any shape or form, as there was only about 3 minutes left. Obviously, it could go slower. It could go faster. So it's kind of a middling time. But now switching over to defense is going to be Pub Stars. If they can hold off Casual Torbjorns here and hold on defense, that means they're going to win and move on to the grand finals, which we've all been waiting for. And we're going to be heading that way to very, very soon here. Oh. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We've got 3,400 people in chat right now. And I know that there's a lot more people out there that want to watch competitive Overwatch. So make sure to get on Twitter, get on Facebook, get inside your IRC channels, your Discord chats, your Skype groups, your TeamSpeak servers. Let people know that FPS esports is coming back in a big way. You know, we've already seen Counter-Strike explode in popularity this year, but this is a whole different caliber of FPS, very much different and arena-based and much quicker movement, and in my opinion, a lot more fun to watch. In my opinion.
All right. Just asking Sombrero, are we on the correct map? Shouldn't we be switching to King's Row?
Yep, just getting the players in and was going to make a change.
Oh, you can change the map before?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Improvements to lobby making. That's great that you can host the map whenever you want in the lobby. Oh my goodness. If StarCraft were like that, let me tell you, so much time would be saved.
If only the technology was there, right?
Oh man. Oh yep. And okay, so we're gonna have PubStars defending on King's Row for game number 2 as we get set up here. Thanks to everyone in the chat for coming by. We have 3,400 viewers. I know a lot of you came over from Seagull's stream, but there were something like 400 of you lying in wait, just ready for this tournament half an hour beforehand. So thanks very much, everyone who's come by. I'm Ask Joshi on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, casting with Fish Sticks on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, right? Do you YouTube?
I do not. I have a
Okay.
YouTube. It's got like some random clips on it.
Gotcha. Well, Twitter and Twitch mostly for Fish Sticks,
Yes.
but I've been uploading a lot of content from my streams at youtube.com/AskJoshi, including some scrims, some pickup games that Fish Sticks and myself cast together when the new characters came out. So go check those out after the tournament whenever you get time. Thanks again for watching. We're going to continue inviting players here. Ben, I'll ask you, what do you think of the new characters and the new map? Do you feel like it added a whole lot, or is it just cherry on top?
I mean, absolutely. Every character in this game is unique, and almost none of them seem to really be overpowered or severely underpowered. If anything, you know, we haven't seen a whole lot of Torbjorn. We haven't seen Mei yet in this tournament. But in my, you know, what I've seen so far in the scrims, in the pickups, in the casual games as well, is that almost every character is being used pretty equally, and I love to see that. As for the new map, we do have Hollywood now as a map, and I've heard a little bit of negativity from the competitive scene that there's like too many places, too many things to hide on top of. But I've enjoyed playing it, honestly. I've had some actually really close games in public games and in pickups and in pre-mades as well. So I think the new map is great. I love the new characters. I'm surprised we haven't seen Mei yet, to be honest. I've seen Mei played by competitive players do amazing amounts of work. Her ice wall is a very useful move. The fact that she can become invincible at any time and regen health is equally useful, if not more so. Her ult is a game changer as well. So I'm a little surprised we haven't seen Mei, but we certainly have seen both Genji and my brain is farting. Diva, there you go.
Yep.
There you go, Diva. So I think they're great, honestly. I think they're great.
Okay, we're going to head into game number 2 of this best of 3 series on King's Row now. Welcome back, everybody. We're here in game number 2 of this best of 3 series. Right now, PubStars is leading 1-0. PubStars will be on defense this time, and attacking we'll have Dot, Inblitz, Empiric, Blam, Vorpal, and Spo, taking 5 Torbs and a Mercy for this warm-up. On the defensive side, we've got a Hanzo rather than a Widowmaker. Kudo Chop opting for Hanzo, so I'm probably going to be watching him a little bit at the beginning, see how many picks he can get. Zarya, Symmetra, Reaper, Reinhardt, and Mercy. So Symmetra going for that teleporter support rather than a Zenyatta or a Lucio for the more healing support. Take it away,
Glad to see Symmetra actually as well. Symmetra's turrets can be so annoying to deal with. They don't really do a lot of damage. It's a very little amount of damage, but it's just enough that you have to really deal with them, which means you have to find them, and finding them in the heat of battle can be really tough. So
Yeah.
I'm glad to see that. It's definitely a more defensive-oriented hero in the game, but there's plenty of DPS as well on the defense team. Obviously, you've got Reaper, which can just do so much in close range. And let's get into it. We're going into the second game here, and we're just moments away from the grand finals. Let's get hyped.
Okay, defense is set up in the similar place to where we saw the TF2 guys on Not Enigma. They're all the way back at that choke while the offensive team just kind of figures out how they're going to do this. They've got 2 Winstons leaping onto the point immediately. They've got Genji, Lucio, and Mercy following up. But right now, the defensive team just swatting them down like bugs. 3 dead now on the attacking team, 4 down on the attacking team. Pubstar's just doing work. Lucio gets taken out by the Symmetra nest, and Zarya just runs in and whacks him in the head to knock him out. So the attacking team basically just fell entirely flat.
Yeah, they got to wait for a full round of respawns, and they are doing just that, which is definitely the right play. So waiting for all 5 members of the team to come forward, and here they do. It's a little disorienting with the spectator mode switching around so much.
So I just noticed the Winstons both bubbled on top of each other. That was a waste of a double bubble. Mercy actually gets zapped by a Symmetra turret after getting knocked down by Reinhardt, so this push is also just totally squashed by the defensive team.
And looking very one-sided at this point in time, and we're going to watch Kudo Chop's Hanzo for just a second here. You know, he does kind of switch between Pharah and Hanzo as his main characters, and I have seen him do work
Here's a scatter
with Hanzo. He actually used Hanzo when he did play against the TF2 teams in scrimmages, obviously nailing that first shot, almost hitting the second. And we could see the scatter shot coming in is also being damage boosted as well, but the shield goes down, allowing the attacking team to push right onto the point, and they have begun to capture
Hanzo
it.
has his dragon.
Yep.
He could launch it at any moment at that point, but it feels like he's confident that they're going to keep it. He actually doesn't get the dragon off. Genji chops him in half before he can do so, that brotherly love. Mercy rezzing now the entire defensive team, but Symmetra and Reinhardt both did not catch it, so the defensive team is actually still shorthanded. 2/3 captured now by the attacking team. Winston's still on the point under the bubble. Hanzo's shooting his dragon ult now. Is he actually going to kill anything with it, though? It looks like only Genji's dead still, so no, nothing gets killed by the Hanzo ult. Too little, too late. Point is captured.
Yeah, frequently that Hanzo ult is just so difficult to hit people with. It moves very slowly. What it is effective at doing is dispersing the enemy team, because you can hear it coming, you can see it coming, you can usually get out of its way, but at very least it does push people away from an objective quite effectively. But with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left, that's actually a great time to be setting on the first objective here. So at this point, Pubstars are probably sweating a little bit. They've got to come back here. And that Genji continuing to do excellently. It was what took down the Hanzo, the defensive Hanzo many times here. And we are going to switch over to that Genji. Let's see that action as it unfolds. Of course, the ultimate is now there, and the ultimate is popped. So will we see anything go down with this ultimate? Of course, gets a kill, which means that the dash is back. So continuing the rampage, this Genji is dominating right now.
Yeah, Genji sneaking around the back while the rest of the team pushes the payload. Dot doing great work, chopping up that backline. Defense returning now through the Symmetra teleporter. They're in that S-curve now. This is where we did the radio cast last match, if you guys were paying attention. Big Zarya ult hits 3-4 members of the attacking team. Red Hanzo Dragon cruises right through him and actually doesn't really do a whole lot. Mercy dies, but not much else. Renbot charges in on Reinhardt and picks off the enemy Reinhardt, so blue team is finally pushing back now as red members start to fall, but they are on the last checkpoint. This is the last leg of the map, 6.5 minutes to do it. Let's see if they can shake defense off of their payload.
I have no idea how this Genji has survived so long in the face of adversity. Is making the smart play to fall back and meet up with his teammates there. But man, if I have to give the MVP to anyone right now, it is clearly Dot with that Genji, flanking every time, being so annoying with that dash attack, and making the ult look OP when a lot of people said the ult is actually underpowered. Well, Dot has something to say about that.
So Fabian has his Death Blossom ultimate. He's looking for an opportunity to use that. I have to imagine he's going to try and drop down on these guys once they start to engage with the rest of his team. He's just doing his best right now to try and stay hidden. Uses Wraithwalk to try and get behind the team. They did spot him, so he's going to get chased down. Will he use Die Die Die? Nope, just gets flattened by Winston there. Returning to the payload, not a whole lot going on. Actually, red team is returning now. Winston's bubble is up. They are pushing a little bit through the corner as Reinhardt forces his way forward with Genji in tow. Genji just staying behind that Reinhardt shield is enough for them to actually push around the corner. Mercy Res comes up. Reinhardt and Hanzo both coming back. Zarya ult going down, not getting anything done. Dueling Dragons. Hanzo's on both sides letting rip. Is that possible? I feel like that's a bug. I see a blue and a red dragon whenever it launches. It is a bug, okay.
All right, the attacking team pushing straight forward. Pupstars, I thought they had a huge advantage here, but they're looking in dire straits at this point. They are positioning themselves on every which angle here, coming from the left, the right, and the center, but they have to stop this payload right now. Favion does drop in, so the payload does stop, but 4 minutes and 45 seconds left. It basically means that the defending team has to get a couple kills, which they're able to do here finally.
Yeah, notice defense is still not switching any characters. They're still sticking with Reaper and Pharah now off of Hanzo. Sorry, I was wrong. Kudo Chop is going to just use Pharah instead of Hanzo as they are returning to the point very quickly. Hanzo can get picks as they're running back, but if he's in the middle of a fight, he's not going to fare as well. Pharah does great in this area. She's got her ult. Mercy can fly around and tail her as well to keep her up. Right now, the attacking team pushing in once again. They're all up, ready to push. Reinhardt's just facing each other with those shields. I don't know who will be the first to break, but there's a lot of action happening up at the top of the screen as well with Pharah's, Winston's, Reapers all just leaping at each other. Payload's stalled at the moment. Go ahead, Ben.
That was just a really nice dash there by Empiric catching the Pharah. And now both teams have 3 people down. It's going to be a little bit easier for the defending team to come back here, but Spo drops the Lucio ult for the attacking team. The payload's still not moving, though. Lucio ults drop for both teams, so much survivability going on here. And the attacking team finally thinning out in numbers. And if you look at them, they're all coming from spawn right now, so the attacking team finally going to have their numbers back to where they should be, but still, defense is stacked right now, and attack has got to actually regroup completely because they're coming in one at a time now. They do get a kill, though, so that's going to give them a slight advantage for this next push. And this actually could be very dangerous for defense. They don't have enough players at the point right here. Pharah's still just now getting into the objective, but a nice ult dropped here, and another nice ult. Kudo Chop's all doing so much damage.
Yeah, that setup let Kudo Chop just destroy everything on the point there. The payload is all the way up now. Toward the checkpoint, toward the end of the map, excuse me. 3 minutes left for the attacking team. They've got a Winston leaping around trying to deal with this aggressive Pharah. Kudo Chop, after wiping the team, basically just runs straight at their spawn and starts annoying them so that the payload can start to roll backwards. Red team all up again. Winston and Reinhardt pushing the charge. We've got Lucio and Mercy. Neither of them. Oh, Blitz only with his ultimate, so there will be a Mercy res. Reinhardt has an ultimate as well, so I'm going to keep an eye on him, trying to knock people down. There's just that aerial battle constantly happening as well with the Mercy's flying around, the Pharah's flying around trying to catch each other. Genji still just launching ninja stars every which way, climbing payloads, climbing walls, keeping Mercy and Pharah in check. Reinhardt ult goes down, Lucio ult goes down, but it's going to be the defense for both of those. Red side reses, 3 people come up. Good Mercy res there. That's a little harder to land now. Pharah raining justice from above. Defense is going to regain control of this payload again. 4 players dead now, 5, 6 players dead for offense. Well played by Pubstars. 2 minutes left for offense to try and get this moving.
Yeah, we are seeing, this is, man, it seems like the Lucio ults come up at the same time each time. Because as soon as one drops, the other team responds and drops theirs as well, kind of negating the effect of both, which obviously is good for the defending team. They don't want the attacking team to have a Lucio ult when they don't. It allows them to be so flexible with and so aggressive with their push. And it's a crazy battle now. Only a couple ultimates are up, but we do have a Mercy revive for the defending team, which is kind of their lifeline with only 90 seconds left.
Reinhardt scores a great kill on enemy tank there with a charge. Roadhog, Winston, and Reinhardt are all being used by the attacking team now, but 4 of them dead. They're going to get forced back again, having to respawn with only 75 seconds left. Defense just pops the Lucio ult prematurely.
For no reason.
Just to keep those guys at bay. 60 seconds left. They're going to have one real solid attempt at this. If they can manage to pick off 1 or 2 guys on the way in, that's going to give them the best chance at it. But DeFox, with his Mercy res, means they're going to have to kill some people potentially twice just to move this thing at all. So here we go.
Yeah, actually, look, the defending team is doing their best to take down Reinhardt's shield very quickly. Both Reinhardts are dying. Are attacking each other. I don't know how the defending Reinhardt won that. Genji fell off the map apparently, but
Zarya ult,
oh my god, that Zarya ult
everybody that's still alive. Doesn't kill anyone though. Reaper was not ready to do the damage.
Lucio
Attacking team still touching the payload. It is moving forward. Reinhardt's still up. Lucio's with him, and Blam is up above, shooting down at Widowmaker. Excuse me. Mercy keeping her healed up. Dot's now back in the fray as Genji. He pops his ult. He's trying to slash at everything and anything. Reinhardt goes down to an enemy Reinhardt ult. Defense once again regaining control of this payload. Vorpal is the last hope for the attacking team as Winston. They already see him. He pops his bubble. He's not going to last much longer. There's the Pharah ult coming in, and 10 seconds left with this game. I think Pubstars are going to take it, obviously.
Yeah, but a really close game. Torbjorn's brought it to the very last moment there, pushing that payload all the way up with minutes. 4 minutes and 45 seconds left, and that payload was almost already there. Pretty ridiculous
Symmetra
stuff.
play the game hype.
Yeah, what is this going to
watch.
be? I want to know.
She's going to zap some fools.
Okay, that got 1. That got 2.
Touch them all. Tickle laser.
Rip.
Oh, Symmetra just touched so many players there. What a great play.
All right, throw to game.
Nice.
I'm going to throw to the break, guys. I'm basically going to restart my gaming machine to make sure that there's no issue because in that last game I crashed 3 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. There's nothing. I've tested this fully. Maybe it's a spectator thing, but we'll keep things going and prepare for the grand final just after this.
All right, guys, we're going to restart the computer and make sure that we're 100% good for the grand finals, or at least as good as we can be. We do apologize for the technical difficulties, but again, game is beta, so please bear with us. But all that aside, I want to remind you guys that this is the match that we predicted to see, because these are the 2 teams that are probably the best teams, at least in North America. I don't know much about the European side, but these are the 2 best teams that I've seen. We're about to watch Pubstars take on the TF2 Pros, and they've played before, and it's been close. It's been crazy. We'll see if they can turn it around. Pubstars, they did go down when they did scrimmage against the TF2 Pros, so we'll see what they can do this time around when there's a little bit more on the line, a little bit more viewers, a little bit more cash. I'm so excited to watch this.
I'm still just hyped to see if they're going to put a dent into the TF2 team. The French team Baguette Esports did take a checkpoint or 2, so we know that they're at least mortal. They're not going to just shut down everyone. And again, like people just meeting in casuals, playing hours and hours and hours. It's still very even starting field here for Overwatch. The game is not exactly TF2. It's not like everything is copy pasted over. So, fresh players, even from other genres, or even players new to FPS, have an opportunity here with this new game. So yeah, we'll see if Pubstars, these guys already doing a great job against the first 2 opponents. We'll see if they have what it takes to hang with the established players. I want to see some more characters in use if possible. Obviously, Mercy and Lucio, Reinhardt all taking very important positions. Pharah has been very prevalent throughout. Widowmaker, of course, is a great tool for different choke points. But as we talked about before, Mei is a character that can be played on payload defense pretty well. I think maybe she's perhaps a little bit better on capture just because her ultimate is so ridiculous at covering an entire capture point, but just mix it up, just see some different characters. Hanzo is actually a character that I didn't really expect to see too much. He didn't get a lot done, obviously, ended up having to swap characters, but I am glad to see at least Diva and Genji, the new characters, getting some love as well. Genji, great play there from Dot, as he said, showing people what he can do on that new character. He's been a character that I haven't seen really used by the pros a lot, still favoring McCree, Pharah, Tracer to an extent.
Yeah, indeed. All right, guys, get hype. We're moving to the grand finals. It's happening. Very first Overwatch tourney is on its last legs, as we will be jumping into the final best of 3, or is it? It is a best of 3, right?
Yep, same format.
Yep.
Okay, best of 3. Going to be the same format that we've seen so far. It's going to be not Enigma versus Pubstars. Sit tight, folks. We'll be getting into the game as soon as possible. All right, just because I saw it in chat. My name is Fishsticks. Happy to be casting for you today. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch. I do a lot with esports. I work at Twitch. I work in the marketing department. I do stream Overwatch as well, and I'm joined by...
Ask Joshi. Hello,
Yes.
everybody. I've been streaming Overwatch Basically every day except for BlizzCon, uploading stuff on YouTube. I'm Ask Joshi on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. I have a sub button now. That's been pretty hype, getting some viewers for
Ooh.
Overwatch and getting a sub or two. I'm a few away from another emote, so I'm excited about that. I'm probably going to make a Pharah emote. Anytime justice reigns from above, I imagine tons of Pharahs.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just been a blast casting this stuff for you guys. Fishsticks and I actually did get to practice casting together earlier this week when the new characters came out, casting some of the same players in this tournament, in fact. And
Yep.
yeah, just having fun. Honestly, it's a ton of fun to play, a ton of fun to watch. Obviously, when you guys are all here with us, it's going to be so much better. And I can't wait for, stress test weekends or open beta or what have you. It's up to Blizzard, though. I don't have any keys. I'm sorry. No invites here.
I really do hope that we see more invites go to pro FPS players from other games, because quite a few people did get in from the Quake, TF2, Tribes communities, a few other communities as well, but we are still missing some pros who are dying to get into this game. So I really do hope that Blizzard approaches this and takes a look at this tournament here and sees the hype that's going on. And we want more top teams. We don't want it to just be Enigma in the finals, not Enigma in the finals every single cup. So we need more top teams and more players who are going to go all in on this game in the beta. I'd love to see it. And Blizzard, when they launch a game and it's successful and it has a competitive mode, they happen to support it as an esport. Yeah, I don't think I'm going out on a limb too much when I say that they will be supporting this game as well. If the past is any indication for the future, we're probably going to see a $250,000 tournament at next BlizzCon. So everyone's chomping at the bit to get experience, gain game knowledge, become better, more adept in the game. That's why people are jumping in and scrimmaging and playing. There's not a whole lot on the line in this tournament right now, only $300. But like I said before we kicked this thing off, I'm pretty damn sure that these players would play for nothing at all. They just want the experience and they want the game time as well.
Yeah, we've seen some great games so far. I would be remiss if I didn't mention Sombrero himself running the production here.
Yep.
Obviously, it was his intuition and his idea to have an 8-team tournament so early in the beta, and he's putting up the prize money himself. So sombrero.gg, visit it and keep watching it for future events and streams and stuff like that. Sombrero, thanks again for letting Fishsticks and I hop on and cast.
I got to say thank you to you guys, because unfortunately we actually had another caster lined up, Kaldor. He casts here at the Storm of StarCraft, but he was actually getting even worse disconnection issues than I'm getting, which was, he was explaining to me, he said he was getting a disconnect every approximately 3 minutes. So
Ouch.
Yeah, I think that his wasn't an actual crash, it would just be a complete disconnect. So I think he's waiting until everything settles down. He's going to try and fix it then, and then start casting a bit more. But yeah, thanks for jumping in last minute, Fishstick.
Oh, absolutely. It's my pleasure. In fact, I was a little jealous, so I'm glad I got the opportunity. And actually, I'm glad you brought up the disconnect issue, because we haven't had that once yet. And yesterday and the day before and the day before that, it was awful. So kudos to Blizzard for doing whatever you guys did to fix that. We haven't had, you have had a couple crashes, but we haven't had any disconnects just yet. So that's great to see. This would be a much more frustrating tournament to cast and play in if we were having those continuous disconnects like we did a couple days ago. But it does look like everyone's in the server, guys.
Yeah, we got all of our players here. We're doing our ready check now. Dorado is going to be the first map of the finals. Once again, welcome to the stream if you are just joining us. This is Sombrero.gg Overwatch Beta Cup. 8 teams participated, and now we are in the finals with Pub Stars, Favion, Dezu, Renbot, Pluppy, Defox, and Kudochop against Not Enigma, aka the TF2 pros, Enigma, Clockwork, Mesrar, Seagull, Oplad, and Dummy. Both teams saying yes. Let's hop right into game number 1 of the finals of this first cash prize beta tournament.
Let's get it on.
Okay, here we are on Dorado for the finals. This is just a best-of-3 series again, same as the previous matches. On offense, we're going to have the pub stars, Favion, Renbot, Pluppy, Defox, Kudochop, and Dezu. They're just switching between bastions right now. Not sure what they're going to land on. And defensive team, Clockwork, Mesrar, Seagull, Oplad, Enigma, and Dummy. Seagull opting for that defensive Junkrat. He did get a play of the game in a previous match. Unfortunately, the stream might not have gotten to see it, but he is deadly accurate with those bouncing bombs. If you nail someone with the bombs, they do full damage, so he is just crushing it with Seagull. Also, the mobility on that guy is crazy with his landmine. Mesrar still playing tank. Clockwork still sniping on defense, so Clockwork might be a good one to watch as we start out. They are taking their defensive positions, just arriving now to the first choke point, the underpass. Mesrar likely going to be staying on ground level. Last game we saw some kind of weird defense that didn't work out too well. Payload got straight into the underpass, but these guys know what they're doing. Clockwork is going to stay up on the top right, and Mercy, I'm sure, will be bouncing around between offensive characters, just damage amping and healing.
We are 15 seconds away from the game live. We are in the grand finals of the Sombrero.gg Cup. Let's hear who you're rooting for. Are you rooting for not Enigma, aka the TF2 Pros, or are you rooting for Kudochop's team, aka Pub Stars? Let's see it in chat, and let's get this going.
Favion playing Soldier instead of Reaper this time around. We haven't seen him on Soldier yet. Mesrar and the defensive side just hanging on to that corner. Again, you just let them have the spawn. Just let them have the spawn. You don't really want to contend with them too much, because if you get picked off, you have to run a long way back on defense. If they get picked off, they get to just walk right out the door and start over again. So they are giving a little bit of padding, a little bit of cushion here to the attacking team so that they don't just get picked off on the sides. There is a flank happening right now. I see Pluppy, F3, running around as Tracer with a Harmony Orb on her, just trying to drill Mercy, honestly. Just pick off those healers. If you can take out a healer, you can easily melt the rest of the team. There, yeah, she's aiming straight for Widowmaker and Mercy. Not really going to get a whole lot done right now, though.
Yeah, so the attacking team has moved this payload forward a little bit here. Renbot trying to go for a charge with that Reinhardt, and then gets charged himself. Enigma using that D.Va shield to quite good effect here, defending his team.
Oh man, this D.Va actually looks hilarious with a Harmony Orb and an Orb of Discord on her. It looked like she had antenna, like more antenna. It was just kind of funny. But yeah, Reinhardt and D.Va are going to be able to hold this thing in place pretty well with two healing supports with Zenyatta and Mercy. Both down now, actually, though. Attack has a chance.
And look how aggressive Enigma is playing with this. We've got to be seeing a D.Va ult or something going here. I can't believe how aggressive he is.
He picked
and
someone
surviving.
Off. Yeah.
What is this madness?
We're approaching the first choke now.
Look how tricky he's playing.
Yeah, he's actually not doing too great on defense. Actual defense, though. The payload just moved up about 30 feet up, while D.Va's out there running around. Mesrar trying to hold it still now at the underpass. This is a tough choke. Once again, there's only really 3 ways around this. D.Va is blocking one of the ways, while Reinhardt is blocking another. So offense going to have to try and find a way in. Favion on Soldier does have his ultimate available, so he can try to drill some damage in if they can just get around this corner. Orb of Discord, so important on both sides of this match right now.
And just so everyone knows, the Reinhardt shield can block D.Va's ult, and that's what we just saw happen, keeping his team safe so that D.Va ult was actually a non-issue altogether.
Lots of ults coming in now. Zarya ult being the most visually impressive. Didn't really actually get a ton done. Only 1 defensive player down and now 2 attacking players down. So still a bit of a jam, traffic jam here at the underpass. Mercy and Widowmaker still comboing with damage amp, picking off attackers from the back. Defox taking a couple of shots there from Widowmaker, but they're actually going to duel up there. They've got a Zarya and Mercy versus a Widowmaker and Mercy.
Ooh. Sorry, Pluppy just flanking the Widowmaker, taking out the sniper, and giving his team quite a good advantage for a moment there. My position is changing so frequently, it's very hard to cast right now.
So I do want to just tell everyone in the chat, there is a spectator camera bug right now. Other spectators can accidentally hijack the camera from another spectator, so it is a bug that they're aware of and working on. If the camera jumps a ridiculous amount, it's just it's me and Ben clicking around.
It's super disorienting. Maybe we should just like not click around very much.
I'm leaving mine in the free cameras as often as I can. Just so I can see
I'll just stay in free cam for now.
Okay,
Anyway.
so
Anyway.
offense down to only 2 people in the front line now. Fabian switched off of Soldier onto Genji, so he has a little bit more mobility. Soldier actually can't even climb walls or jump around or do anything really cool. He just sprints, so he's not useful if he can't actually get some damage in on the back line, which right now is sitting safely behind a D.Va and a Reinhardt still. Enigma just flying around, picking off targets. Whenever he sees somebody, goes for it, pops E as soon as they turn on him, and he'll just stay alive forever and ever. He had the longest kill streaks in both of the games that we saw him play in earlier as D.Va.
Yeah, so right now it's actually looking quite dire for the Pub Stars. They have not been able to push this thing very far forward at all, and they're actually not looking that well coordinated at this point either. They need to find a way to get at least one pick, 1 or 2 early kills that will allow them to really make it forward. D.Va does go down, but not too impactful for the defending team. Alright. In terms of ultimates, we do have the Mercy ult up for the defending team. Actually, Mercy ult up for both teams. More ultimates up there for the defending team. Go ahead,
Time is
Josh.
running out right now for the attackers. They only have 20 seconds left. They have to
That's
get
a whole
through
bunch of
this
kills,
checkpoint
though.
right now.
That is a
Zarya
whole
did
bunch.
just get a bunch of kills, but Mercy just ulted, and suddenly defense is right back. Seagull bouncing away from that Winston, taking him out in the process with that landmine. So defense still standing except for the healers. They actually have an opportunity to jam them up before the checkpoint. This is the last stretch with only no time remaining. Overwatch.
Well, they have to get back.
Sorry, overtime. They have to touch the payload. In Overwatch, you have overtime as long as someone on the attacking team actually touches the payload to keep it moving. You can contest on defense by touching the payload as well, but right now there are no defenders here. D.Va and Mercy are in the back dueling with this Winston, but if they're not able to touch the payload, it's just going to cruise onto the checkpoint. Wow, Pubstars making it happen in the very last seconds. No, they're still not on the point. They need to be all the way centered on that thing on the ground to get a couple more minutes, open this gate, and continue on. They did get it. 3 minutes are added to the time, but they're stalled out here. This is actually kind of a scary situation for attack still.
Yeah, only 3 minutes is not much time at all to get to the next checkpoint. Nicely done, though, by Pubstars. They combined both the Zarya ult with the Pharah ult to get about 2 or 3 kills, opening the defense up for a very strong push there. And actually, look at this. It's 2x to make it 3x on the payload here. So it's continuing to move forward actually at the best rate that it has the entire map so far. We do have a D.Va ult potentially going to get dropped here. We could see it happen. Enigma is ready and willing in just a second. Could it happen?
Maybe.
Oh, here is it.
There's
here
a
it
Reinhardt
is.
ult first. There's the D.Va ult to follow up. So that was actually what they tried to do there was a Reinhardt combo and D.Va so that they would still be laying flat and unable to get line of sight. Great idea. Not the best execution, didn't quite get the intended result. Winston now jumping around on offense, trying to take out this Lucio has actually gotten behind them. Oh, sorry, no, I'm seeing things wrong again. Enigma is on defense trying to take out the attacking Lucio. So Blue actually has control of the payload as it's sliding backward now. Clockwork and Junkrat both above doing great damage here. Seagull's ult is out. Riptire looking for some targets. It is going to find Winston, and Winston does go down. Renbot is dead. They are down on Winston as they try to push here. Pharah, Lucio, and Zarya all have their ultimates. A combo Pharah and Zarya ultimate could actually be ridiculously good for them, but Pharah did just go down. They're going to have to wait another 20-30 seconds for her to get to the front line. There's only 80 seconds left for them to reach that next very difficult checkpoint.
And look at the positioning of not Enigma. They've had people up on this balcony constantly. It's such a good point of view to rail down on the attacking team. But there's the Lucio ult for attack. Will they be able to do much with it? They're not able to collect a lot of kills, but they have not really died either. So both teams with most, if not all of their players up. It's just Zarya who's coming back for the attacking team. They have moved back to meet up with their Zarya, and they are going to have to make a very concerted push here. Defox, the healer, is down, so it's only a Zenyatta up. But 44 seconds, they did it in 44 seconds last time, but that positioning up on the balcony looks so incredibly strong. Pluppy has switched to a sniper. Will these sniper shots be the game changer? Pluppy does take out the opposing sniper. Clockwork is down, so will more snipes rain in and make it happen for the attacking team?
Yep, the attacking team has 3 tanks now. Renbot switched over to D.Va from Winston. So they have 2 tanks and that sniper, as you mentioned. They actually got Pluppy sniping away. No one is touching the payload right now. Attackers need to be touching the payload. If they miss overtime, they're going to be really sad. Finally, they are touching it. They're driving forward with 1. Zenyatta ults on the defensive side with Reinhardt in the back line. He actually squishes the enemy Reinhardt. D.Va ult goes off. Defense suddenly has 4 dead, and
oh my god, it's
has 1
happening
dead.
again! Joshy, it's happening again!
They are going to get some space.
When pub stars need to make it happen, they're doing it, and they're doing it again. This is incredible stuff. In the last second, they combine ults, they get the kills, they make it happen.
It's a great, you know, they knocked the wedge loose on the tires of this payload, so they are moving forward. They're actually, if they can get around this corner, there is potential here, but they have to all stay alive generally. It's just a simple numbers game at this point. If blue team happens to get a pick, they're going to be in great shape. D.Va ult coming down for offense. We'll see it blow up here, and it does not actually kill anyone.
Oh, overtime
Both
could be expired.
teams are still full. We have Mercy ults on both sides. No, Mercy goes down for the offensive team. Zenyatta goes down. Pharah goes down. Offense is dying, dropping like flies. Widowmaker, D.Va, and Winston have to continue pushing the payload, and if they can't touch it, it's going to drop off of overtime, and not Enigma. The TF2 pros are going to take game number 1 on Dorado on defense.
Wow, pretty intense stuff, and I do apologize for making excuses, but it is hard as hell to cast when your point of view is switching back and forth so much.
I got a wrong call or 2 in there. It's tough,
Yeah.
but here's Kudo Chop's play of the game.
Let's check it out.
Oh yes.
Yes, this was the moment that let them progress past the very first checkpoint. It was a combination of Zarya and and the Pharah ult. Really nice stuff. But the first game does go to the not Enigma team.
Look at Clockwork's
TF2 pros
card.
do take the win.
30 eliminations, 55% kill
My
participation
God,
on a sniper. Just
that
crushing
is
it.
insane.
So we see what worked out for the defense there. I mean, Reinhardt and 2 healers is obviously a very good roadblock when they're trying to push a payload, especially with Reinhardt's ult comboing so well with, you know, just tons of other characters. Zarya, another great character for that ultimate setup. But man, defense, yeah, with a sniper and a Junkrat just raining down on you constantly, it can be incredibly frustrating for attacking healers to try and get past both of them.
Yeah, and you did call it out actually when we were playing Dorado earlier on in the tournament. You called out that exact position around that last bend where pub stars were caught as being a really tough position to progress past on attack. And it's really because of the amazing utility of staying on that balcony. You saw the TF2 players really taking advantage of that. Like you said, with that Junkrat, throwing bombs down from above. With that sniper, the sniper battles were very, very key in this match. And I know, if I know Dat Fox and Kudo Chop, they've got to be raging a little bit on the inside because they're like, man, this game is not about hit scan guns. Why is a Widowmaker making everything, my life, just so hellish? But Clockwork with 30 eliminations, that is absolutely insane. And you know, you got to give it to Clockwork for making it happen for his team with that Widowmaker.
Yeah, there are some things that you can do against a Widowmaker. Winston is a great tank against an opposing Widowmaker. You can just drop the bubble, and then they can't snipe anyone under the bubble. That's why Reinhardt is so prevalent as well. Any squishies like Genji or Pharah can hide behind the Reinhardt shield and not get sniped. So tanks are basically your answer against Widowmaker. Anyone that she can't just shoot and kill instantly, that does make it very hard for supports, though. They have to be with their tanks at all times. So it is rough. There are... You know, counter sniping is a possibility. We saw Pluppy actually take out Clockwork near the end to push that last leg, but honestly, in a sniper duel, that can be rough if you have a Pocket Mercy on one side and not the other. So still, you know, Widowmaker, a very strong character, but there are some things you can do about it. D.Va was another character that we saw on offense, flying up to the Widowmaker as often as possible, trying to just push her away. So Clockwork, despite all that, you know, sniper hate coming in on the attacking side, still getting 30 kills is pretty impressive to me.
All right. Are we just remaking the map one more time? And we will be jumping into the game soon here. Last breath of life here for Pub Stars. Can they take a win on defense over on King's Row? Or will they go down and out in the grand finals 2-0? We're about to find out. Yeah, I would say King's Row, just on a personal level, again, I'm not an amazing player. I'm not playing for one of the top teams, but I have put at least 50 hours into the game. I would say King's Row is one that's actually pretty good to defend on. It's not bad. It's one that you're going to see, again, the Widowmaker play is going to be very much clutch. It's going to be one of the game changers here. So will Clockwork come out on top of the Widowmaker battles again here? Will Pubstars be able to fight off the intense defensive or the intense offensive pressure of the TF2 team?
Yeah, and just to put this in perspective again, the Pubstars are just guys who basically play a lot of casuals, met each other, started playing together, and now they're in the finals of a $300 tournament. So could be you once everyone gets more access. This kind of thing happens all the time. Both captains are ready, though, so let's go into Game 2 of the finals of the Sombrero.gg Overwatch Beta Cup, cast by Ask Joshi and Fishsticks. We've got Not Enigma versus Pubstars. Let's get into it. Okay, folks, we're here on King's Row, Game 2 in this best-of-3 series currently. The TF2 guys, Not Enigma, are up 1-0 after that great defense on Dorado. Oplad, Enigma, Dummy, Mesrar, Seagull, and Clockwork are going to be attacking this time around. Seagull playing McCree. And on defense, we've got Kudo Chop, DeFox, Pluppy, Dezu, Favian, and Renbot just repping themselves as Pubstars. And I do notice immediately that Symmetra is going to come out on defense once again for King's Row. It seems just to be an extremely popular pick on this map, with the first point being capture and the second phase being payload. Symmetra can set up a nest in all these little areas with heals in them and just keep the attackers at bay for a long, long time. If she manages to get a teleporter on point A, it can be incredibly hard to capture that point at all.
All right, so here we are on King's Row, ladies and gentlemen. Currently 1-0 for Not Enigma. The team that was the favorite going into this is still the favorite and still up 1-0. Will there be an upset? Let's find out. I certainly hope so. You know, we have not got a chance to see 3 maps played in this tournament yet.
It's true. Find out. We had 1 or 2 really close pushes there throughout this tournament, but we are in the finals. I'm actually already sad that it's going to be over soon.
I know.
We're like a few Mercy Reses away from just being over.
Best of 5, please.
Yeah, best of 11, please.
No best of 5 this time, folks. We do apologize. Reinhardt Shield coming out first for the attacking team. Reinhardt is such an important character in this game. We're seeing most teams play with a Reinhardt, especially on offense, but really on both teams. But look how defensively oriented Pubstars are. They're not aggressive at all. They're not even up on the rooftops. They're just hanging back here. Here comes Favian as the Reaper to try to flank just a little bit. Not able to get too much done. Now it's another Reinhardt trying to flank as well, but 2 defenders are down. 2 offenders are down as well, so both teams trading kills. And pretty much equal ground here, but the objective is being captured nonetheless. 1/3 of the objective has been captured, and it's only... Wow, that's like
only
almost
Pluppy.
A clean wipe. Pluppy is the only one left, and now that he's down, the defensive team is down a player for quite some time here, so at this point, they're just going to have to relegate themselves to slowing down this the payload as much as possible.
Yeah, that was basically a 1-minute capture, essentially, for the TF2 guys. Basically, it was a bit of a tank battle. As you said, the blue team kind of recessed back toward the choke point, gave them a lot of cushion, and then once the damage dealers and healers went down, DeFox and Favian and Kudo Chop were all down. For the defending side, it was just a matter of time before they, finished off Pluppy and the rest. So now the payload is moving at a steady clip. I want to clarify for those watching at home, the payload icon you see at the top shows how many people are pushing, but 3 is the maximum speed that the payload can go. It goes a little bit faster for 2 than 1, and a little bit faster for 3 than 2. Zarya ult goes down, catches 3 of the attackers right now. They are all going to live through that, though. Kudo Chop, one of the only defenders still standing by the payload. He's going to probably need to get out of there if they can't get control. I see Lucio and Winston hopping around in the back line, catching defenders as they return to the payload.
And look at this, the Reinhardt shield is making it so that Kudo Chop can't really do anything, and Reinhardt, as soon as Kudo Chop turns his back, slams away, and that's really, really bad for defense right now, having their sniper out as Clockwork, the sniper for attack, is in. So let's see. Clockwork is probably going to be able to do quite a lot. Look at that line of sight. He's got such a long shot there to just nail the incoming defenders. Watch, they're going to just peek for a second here, and Clockwork should be able to get a couple kills.
They're cruising through once again. Here's the checkpoint that gives them the most forward spawn possible. They are going to reach it, and now they've got 7 minutes, 22 seconds, basically, to get around this S-curve and deliver that payload. That's plenty of time here from what we've seen out of them so far, and they're already moving forward. The defensive side did not actually plug them up at this choke for very long. They're already receding to the corner so that no snipers can get free shots on them, anything like that. They are forced to take this little aisle down the side with all the boxes and cover and stuff like that. Reinhardt is pushing forward with his shield. Enigma on D.Va once again, going to be able to provide that missile blocker. Her E ability allows her to block incoming projectiles. Sniper getting taken out by Fabian on Reaper, so Reaper does do his job. A bunch of defensive players just got picked up by Mercy, 3 of them in fact, so they're going to be able to make a stand here as the payload turns the corner. They are picking off some attackers, but Oplad with that Lucio ult giving everyone a big HP buff. They need to get back on that payload. Every second counts. If they can push with as many people as possible, it looks like Mesrar and Oplad are actually just doing tons of damage over at the spawn of the defending side. DeFox hopping around all by her lonesome as Mercy getting chopped up, hammered down. Seagull shooting away freely with no defense to deal with him. McCree's still over by the point, and the payload's just pushing. They couldn't get out of their spawn. D.Va ult now blasting off. Zarya ult catches several attackers, but no one's there to deal with them, and the attackers are still in slight control of this payload. Both teams just respawning and streaming back in now.
Yeah, the defender spawn is quite a bit closer, so they're back in action a little bit quicker, but this is the last chance here for Pubstars. The tournament is on the line, and they might go out in just a minute here if they can't put up an incredible defense. 5 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock. That is a forever amount of time. And look when the ultimates are up for the attacking team. We could see ultimate after ultimate after ultimate popped, and not only one ultimate up for the defense. So we're gonna have to see some incredible play here by Pubstars. Otherwise, this tournament is over.
Pubstars did make a character switch here. We've got Kudo Chop moving from Hanzo. He launched his Dragon ult just to get rid of it and then swapped over to Genji. But now Genji just got flopped, so he's not going to be available. Dummy on the attacking team on Mercy has the res available. Oh, and 2 go down now for the defensive side. Reinhardt and Mercy just getting squashed. I think that's going to be it. Lucio actually popping his ult as well, keeping everyone up. Oh no, that was the defensive Lucio, sorry. They're going to have a little bit of an HP buffer, so this is a chance for them to try and pick someone off on the attacking team. Seagull still just doing work, shooting as much as he can. He's got plenty of health. He's running around looking for players on the back line. He's going to try and pick off Reaper to keep his healers safe, but Mercy does go down in the process. Dummy does have his ult. He will be able to pop that if he gets back. There's a big res on the defensive side, so Mercy now on defense does not have her ult. Zarya ult goes down. Don't see anything caught in it, though, so nothing goes down there. Winston still attacking the point. He's going to be the last one standing and fall as well.
Yeah, so holding on, but just barely here. Lucio ult is not up for either team. Both teams just clashing right now. Absolute mayhem as they're clashing here on the point. And this payload is not moving forward nor backwards. They're both it's just a prolonged battle that continues to go on and on. All of defense are very bunched up, though. We don't have a D.Va on attack, though, so no D.Va ult to come in. No Junkrat ult either, so the fact that they're all bunched up isn't a huge problem, actually. Signs of life. They've already wasted 2 minutes here on the final objective. The Pubstars have.
Enigma swaps over to Bastion on offense, and I've actually never seen that, so I'm going to be watching him. He's probably going to try and take a position behind the payload and just drill people as they come out of spawns. He's actually dueling Fabian right now and does take him out. Bastion has a Mercy with him now. He's running into the battle. The payload's pushing with 2 people, and defense is all down, so this is actually going to be over before we even get to see any Bastion play, but that was a good duel with Reaper. GG. Not Enigma, the team TF2 is going to take the entire tournament, 2-0 win in the finals. Pubstars, great job there, getting second place. Let's watch this play of the game with Mesrar.
I think I know which one this is. Here at the end, great stuff. This was the play to win it right here. A triple kill by Mesrar, does it for his team, allows him to finish off the map, finish off the tournament, and congratulations to Not Enigma for taking the very first tournament in Overwatch history. History has been made, and the first champions have been crowned.
Yes,
Dude, can we get Seagull in here for an interview, please?
Do you have him on Skype?
I have him on Battle.net.
Yeah, if you want to bring him in. I'll add him to the convo and give him a
That'd be
little
fun.
winners interview.
Yeah. Congrats.
So did we drop it all in that last game? Did you guys get to see the full
Yes, everything.
range of ultimates?
Everything got used. Everything was fresh. Everything didn't crash. No disconnects. Nothing. So
Terrific.
It's probably map based if it's anything, right? There's got to be something.
Yeah. Are you trying to differentiate third, fourth, or something?
No. Third, fourth is not being done. It's only first and second place. This is just kind of like the game has gone on to the next one. Hey.
Yeah, so just saw in chat, no May Bay. We did not see May even once in this tournament. Kind of surprised by that, to be quite frank. I'm also kind of surprised with how badly Pubstars got rocked in that finals. It wasn't really all that close, as Not Enigma really showed their dominance, their team coordination, their game knowledge, all shown through. I'm a little sad. I thought, I've watched scrimmages between Pubstars and Not Enigma in the past, and they were much closer than that. So a little disappointed, but nonetheless, we had some fun games. We had some great moments, and more importantly, we just kicked off Overwatch competitive right here, live on Twitch, and I couldn't be happier to have cast it for you guys. It's true.
Yeah, I agree. Fish Sticks and Ask Joshi, we both enjoyed the hell out of this 4 matches that we got to watch, 8 maps in all, and Sombrero again bringing this stream for everyone is well appreciated. Do we actually have Seagull in contact?
He's not responded just yet. Either way, we'll give it a shot. But I want to remind everyone. That before Overwatch even came out, we saw teams like Tempo Storm already approaching this team. I believe it was almost this team. This team is a mix, I believe, between Classic Mix-Up and Froyotech from TF2. And we saw before the game even came out, teams like Tempo Storm tried to poach Froyotech onto Tempo Storm in order to lock up top esports talent. So the first champions have been crowned. And does this mean that EG, Complexity, Fnatic, they're all going to be eyeing this tournament and looking to see which teams to pick up in the future? At least that's my hope, and I don't think I'm too far off.
But that's how it tends to happen in other new games. I mean, you've got community cups and all this, grassroots stuff thrown in during the beta, and eventually, pro
All right,
teams.
I'm gonna interject for a second. Let's see your flock of seagulls spam in chat, because we're gonna be adding Seagull in just a second here. I just want to see the spam first. If I don't see the spam, I'm not adding him, guys.
It's gonna be 2 minutes.
Oh God, no! Only one of those. God damn it! Okay,
All right, there's the flock. The flock is cawing away.
Congratulations!
Thanks.
How's it going, dude? How do you feel?
Pretty fun. Was hoping for some more games, but was hoping to stop watching.
There's a way to get more games.
I would
wink,
be hoping
wink. Imagine that.
You would have to try to lose.
But
yeah, well played.
Did you guys expect to roll through the competition so effortlessly? It looked effortless from here.
No. I mean, the Pubstar team that we played, I think that's their team roster name. Not that I'm actually calling them Pubstars.
Yeah.
Those guys, we just played them the other night, and we had some really, really close games, so I was surprised. I think it was mostly just the map picks, because we have held them pretty well in Dorado in the past, so when we got that in defense, we were pretty hyped about that. And then when we got attacking on King's Row, we were kind of relieved, because their attacking on King's Row is super, super good. I think it's the few maps we've lost to them were all on King's Row.
Yeah, I mean, I watched those scrims myself, so I was surprised to see such one-sided games as well. So let's talk about Overwatch and your team in general. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and assume that you guys are going all in on this game and attempting to go the full esports lifestyle with it. Is that accurate? Am I jumping out way too early? Is this too early in the game's life cycle to make that kind of commitment?
I think it's a little bit early for most of the people on my team. I mean, currently, I would say most of us are, optimistic, very, very optimistic, and so we're spending a lot of time playing. but I don't think anyone's really going all in at this point.
I've got a question for you, Seagull. Just to respond to anyone who might be watching who's been debating recently whether characters should be switched or not in this game, which Blizzard clearly, intended to design it this way. When you're playing and you're constantly watching for counterplay and stuff like that, I mean, what is your take on being able to switch characters and have duplicate characters? Like, can you break it down just for people who are still so opposed to having those things?
Well, I think most of it just comes down to maps and where you are in the map. So, I mean, you look at a map like, you see me, I played Junkrat almost the entire time in Dorado, but there are situations where maybe I'd want to play Junkrat. I mean, just today we were playing some games where, I played Junkrat for most of the time, and then we get back to the very last point, and they go, okay, it's time to run, try and Zerg the payload with a few Winstons. And it's like, well, Junkrat's not the best choice in that call, so maybe I'll just go D.Va, because D.Va has, I think it's 400 armor, maybe 500, might be missing a number there, but she has a lot of armor, so she's really good versus Winston. And, most time, I mean, it's not necessarily like people are changing heroes all the time. And so I would put it like this. At this point in the game where people are brand new, the gimmick compositions that people come up with, so, you see 3 to 4 Winstons, all the gimmick comps, that's when they're going to be the most effective at this point in the lifespan of the game, right? Because it's like the same concept as, cheese and StarCraft. If you watch the first year of StarCraft and you sort of realize hey, all-ins are really good. You saw people win a lot of tournaments with that stuff. That's the same sort of thing that can happen in Overwatch, where people find, gimmick team comps and they can potentially win easy games off that until people figure out the counter. But even then, at this point in the lifespan of the game, it isn't that common. So I'm very optimistic that it won't be an issue. And I think a lot of people we have to get more people in the beta to find those maybe, and I don't think it's going to be an issue as people get in the beta more.
Great. That's a solid response. Thank you for that. So something that we saw a lot in the chat while we were casting today is that Mercy, obviously, it seems like she's just too important to a team comp. Like, her ability, her whole kit is obviously very powerful. Do you think that she needs a change, and what could they even possibly do to change her? Just like a mass heal or something instead?
I'm not sure what they could do to change her. I think it's kind of interesting, right? Because you watch her, and most of the time she's not even healing people, because people die so fast in Overwatch. The time to kill is so fast that they just sit there and they damage amp the entire time, and then they heal up, this guy got healed or hit by, random shot, random spam, and then they go heal him up. But I'd say, the res is really important, so you're going to see most people running that. But I think the number one reason is just the damage amp. And that changes the time to kill for so many different heroes. Like, Widowmaker can have one-shot body shot almost anyone with a Widow or with a Mercy damage amp. And so, I mean, just for those reasons alone, I think she's going to be... I don't know if she's necessary. I think she's necessary, but in the long run, I'm not sure. I never want to talk about balance too hard when everyone's only been playing for 2 weeks. I try to stay really cautious about that. I like to look at things over a 1 to 2 month period before I start freaking out. So.
Cool. Well, glad to hear your thoughts on it.
I have a couple of questions, if that's okay.
Go ahead. Yeah,
well.
jump in.
So basically, two things the chat asked about. Why wasn't Mei used? And then also the switch for the offensive Bastion at the end. Explain those two.
Okay, so why wasn't Mei used? Well, I can't really describe it for the other team, because most time when we've used Mei, it's been as, okay, where is she good and where do we want to use her? And we only really use her on defense, not necessarily offense. So we used her a bunch on Kings Road defense. In that last section near the tunnel, that's where her ice wall kind of walls off everything. So we use Mei a lot there. But we were defending that map, we were pushing, so we didn't think she was particularly great on pushing maps, or offense rather. And we did defend on Dorado, but Dorado is a much more wide open map with lots of flanks and so on. And she's really exceptional at choke points, where her ult can cover the entire area. She can put up ice wall, block out half the map that's available, and so on. Now for offensive Bastion, he didn't even talk about that, actually. I'm pretty sure he just did it because he knew, well, currently we have this theory that, Bastion may not be good because either teams aren't organized enough to use them. And so one of the things that we've come up with that's super simple is just saying, well, hey, Bastion is really strong if you just come out as a surprise Bastion, because that gives you one free push a lot of the time. If they don't instantly jump on the Bastion and he gets set up, then you're actually just going to win the game in a lot of cases. Well, the game in that situation, because, it's a last push for the most part. So that was his idea going into it. But we sort of been using him as a, you pull them out once and surprise the team, and you wipe out their team, because unless they immediately notice the Bastion, then their team is going to be dead for the most part. And then we instantly swap back to another hero, because I think he's not as bad as people think. I think his main issue is that he requires a lot of coordination to protect and build a team around. And I don't think the teams have that level of coordination yet, because beta is pretty young.
Great answers there. Yeah, that makes total sense to pull out Bastion as kind of like a dagger. Soften him up a little bit, bring him out to just try and do one drive and switch back to something else. I really like it. As again, going back to being able to switch characters whenever you want, a tactic like that is something that ultimately is going to make a big difference. We didn't see, it wasn't necessary there, so to speak, because you basically push the payload without him. But honestly, stuff like that is what I'm excited for. The surprise Bastion, the surprise Torb, the surprise whatever it is coming out and just surprising the enemy team is going to cause for a lot of games to flip sides. I don't have any more questions. Ben or Andrew, take it away if you've got any.
I just had one more question, curiosity. I don't want to stir up the pot or anything, but I was wondering if there are any other teams that you're aware of that weren't in this tournament that you think might have potential to give you guys a challenge.
Well, I think at this point it's more of who's not necessarily in the tournament, but who isn't in the beta.
Right.
So, there's a whole lot of people who aren't in the beta, right? So, winning a tournament like this is kind of cool, but at the same time, I just want to have more people in so I can see, there's a lot of really good players out there who aren't in the beta, and I can't wait to play against them.
All right. Cool, man. Well, everybody, I want to give one last shout out to Not Enigma for winning the first ever Overwatch tournament. Seagull, also one of the most prominent streamers in the game, so if you're not following him already, make sure you do so. It's twitch.tv/a_Seagull. And I think that's it, man. I think we're just going to close out the tournament, unless there's anything else from Andrew.
No, that's it for me. So we're all done now in terms of the tournament. So I just want to reiterate again, thank you two for kind of helping out with the casting and making the game much easier to understand for a new person. If Seagull's still here, congratulations. Thank you so much for taking part. And I just want to let people know that if they have any comments or what questions or whatever, if you have anything you need to know or anything you want to put in front of me as an idea for future tournaments, just tweet at me on Twitter. It's all in where is it? There? No, there. It's up there somewhere. Yeah, over there. And if you've got comments about the casting, dude, I would love stopwatch.
Oh, right. That was my last question. I forgot to ask.
But it's not in the game, man. I can't enforce it. And from a production standpoint, it doesn't make sense, because it will just be like, okay, there's 10 seconds left. 5 seconds left. Oh, they've run out of time, but the game doesn't end. There's no nice packaging. But as soon as they add it in, man, we're going to use stopwatch. I also want distance as well. Like, there has to be distance, right, for payload maps. How far did you get it? In you
need a distance meter, payload push meter.
Blizzard, please.
A couple of plugs for competitive Overwatch, if you guys are okay with that.
Yeah, definitely.
So there is a stream team, twitch.tv/team/competitive Overwatch, where you can watch a lot of these guys that we just saw in the tournament. Pluppy, Favian, Seagull, Clockwork, bunch of guys on there. That team is still growing. So again, that's twitch.tv/team/competitive Overwatch all together. And some of those guys are streaming already. DJ Wheat's on there, some familiar faces. And the other plug is reddit.com/r/Overwatch Pro, or is it Pro Overwatch? It was Overwatch Pro, right?
Overwatch Pro and competitive Overwatch. I don't know which one is going to be the main one. The guys from the Overwatch Pro reached out to me for like a partnership of some kind, but
they hit me up as well.
I don't know what it's going to be.
Oh well. So Overwatch Pro is what I'll plug here. There is a competitive Overwatch, but check out those subreddits if you are into the esports aspects of all that, and not just the regular Overwatch subreddit, because that's full of complainers at the moment. And again, just all of us, Sombrero, Fish Sticks, Ask Joshy, we're all very glad to be able to bring this to you guys, and all of us stream Overwatch. So stick around with us and with the pro players. We'll see where this Overwatch esports stuff can go.
Awesome.
Yeah, okay. One more congrats to Not Enigma. It's been a pleasure casting with you, Joshy. Thank you so much for putting this on, Sombrero. A lot of people were naysaying and saying it's too early. We did run into some issues. We don't have the competitive rule set that we want, but I still very much enjoyed doing this. We saw some cool games. We were able to shoutcast for you guys, get a little bit of experience, get our feet wet. So it's definitely worth doing, in my opinion. And I will reiterate, follow us on Twitter. We all have Twitters. We all have Twitches. And not just to follow us individually, but because we are going to be going all in with Overwatch. I know I am. I know Josh is. Seems like Andrew is as well, or Sombrero. So
Yeah.
that's it for me.
I'm actually going to play some Overwatch now. Like, watching these guys play has inspired me to try it
Of
out.
course.
Like, I don't think I can just walk
I don't
away
blame
from
you.
that. Like, I have to like try some of the stuff that I've seen. So I'm gonna be playing some Overwatch now anyway. So yeah.
I'm gonna drop some diva bombs on people, man. That's a move
that
I
was
was gonna
insane.
steal.
Seeing that live was like, I was like spectating. I was like, where's? Oh, that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. Crazy stuff. Awesome. Okay, guys. So, are you guys gonna play now? Do you guys want to jump in? We can go straight into a game. You don't have to. Like,
I'm actually gonna take a break, but I
Okay.
will be on soon enough,
Alright,
and we can
sweet.
play together.
Great. I'm actually gonna jump straight in then. Cool. Yeah.
Thanks for the tournament, guys.
Thank you, Seagull.
Thank you for throwing a tournament, Sombrero. Appreciate it. Thanks for casting.
Yeah.
You too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel the love.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm out
Alright,
of
I'll
here.
get outta
dudes.
here.
Have a good night. Peace.
All right.
Yeah.
See ya.
Peace.
All right. I'm stuff and get straight to it.
All right, I'm gonna take a break. See you guys.
Yeah.
See ya. Cheers, Joshy.
Cheers, Ben.
I feel like I need to cast now too, or stream some gameplay.
Shit, man. Let's just play. Let's just play some games. Do it.
All right, fine. Shit.
Go in.
Let's
man.
do it.
Just go in. You can't.
Wait, but you're in Singapore.
Dude, I play on NA servers and it's good.
Okay.
It's very good. I actually get 180 ping and I can still play very well, so it's okay. It's crazy how the client side hit detection works. Like, it's so good. I don't understand how they've got it to work so well.
Yeah, is it? I haven't actually heard that yet. I do know the game I was playing most recently, Dirty Bomb, had amazing hit detection and netcode, so that even Europe versus US wasn't that bad at all. In fact, it was completely serviceable. I haven't heard that yet with Overwatch, but
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I've heard of EU people playing against NA people and being perfectly fine in terms of being able to compete.
Yeah,
So yeah, I've heard good things. All right, you
awesome.
then you invite to party.
Yeah.
Have you got any
Sure,
other friends that
let's
want
do
to join?
A lot of my coworkers are playing. I was playing
Good.
with them all yesterday or earlier today.
You want to invite them in?
Let's see.
Get some games going. Alright, let me just make sure that everyone's... There's something wrong with Strex. Do you know about Strexum?
I do. I have not used it yet.
So I'm using it, and it's a great piece of kit. You have to make sure that everything works correctly with it, because like, if one thing goes out of sync, nothing works correctly.
Yo, dude. I need that mouse, man.
Oh, well, the Overwatch one.
Is that a Death Adder too?
Yes, it is. It's a Death Adder.
That's what I use, man.
Oh god, yeah.
mouse.
So it's a Death Adder, chroma, just reskinned with the Overwatch colors, and it's got this really like orange braided kind of cable that goes. And there's also a what's the word? There's an Overwatch keyboard, a Black Widow keyboard, and there's like an extended Overwatch mouse mat that we're making as well. I'm just testing them out now. It seems to be working well, man. Like I was using it the entire time, and I'm gonna use it now whilst playing, and it's great. It looks sick as well. That's like the main thing.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
All right. Oh, sorry. Can you suggest them again?
Yeah, I can. I don't know if we should move to like a voice server with push to talk or something, because I want to talk chat and stuff.
True. Let's go to like It doesn't pop up on my screen though. Maybe I'll give you leader. You wanna go
Yeah,
to...
I have no idea how to. Yeah, I
I'll
have
give
no
you
idea how
leader.
to actually do
You
that.
wanna just go on Discord or something?
Yeah,
Okay, how are we gonna?
works for me.
We're gonna do this. Then I'm gonna these headphones. This headphone off.
Who else to invite?
Okay.
Because it's fine for now.
All right, let's get off of Skype and do you want to just join a Discord?
Yeah, do you want to just... Do you have a link for me, or...
We can use the...
Are you in the competitive Overwatch Discord?
I am, but the public one, not the big, not the like the super elite guys one.
Oh, okay. Well, let me send you a link for that.
Okay. Sweet. Oh shit! So many guys following. Thank you all so much for following the channel, guys. Hang on. Thank you. I should really turn that off, right? That's gonna get crazy. Let me How am I gonna get that link? No, I can't show myself. Finley, thank you for following. Jumping in straight away. And then maybe I can... Yo! Is this working?
Our world is
What up?
worth fighting for.
Okay. So if I join a Discord, that should be saved, and I should be able to get it on my app over here. Right? Undef and unmute. Unmute user settings. Debinds. Push to talk.
Yep.
Yo, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet, thanks.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds so weird. What's going on?
I don't know.
Oh, I know what's going on. Do. Alright, I should be good now. Thank you all for stopping by and following. I should make that bigger. You guys are all awesome. Thank you for sticking around. Let's actually have some fun now. Shit. The stream was awesome. The games were great. But now I get to run around and shoot people. Let me just... Video...
Yeah, the thing is that it's kind of exciting is those games were not really that good. Like, most of them were really one-sided. But it was still fun as hell to watch.
Yeah, that's the great thing about it. I think once people start to like understand how to really play the game, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, dude.
I
I just really hope Blizzard actually starts adding some more esports-oriented players.
lowering down monitor so it doesn't pan much. Yeah, sure. I'm actually going to suggest the guy that was meant to be playing in the tournament, if you've got a spot. Thank you guys for following. Thank you.
I think I added them.
Yeah, he'll be able to join next time.
Okay.
Okay, what are we doing composition-wise? We're defending. Oh, I'm also going to join the team chat in game so we can talk to the guys in there. Oh shit, we're playing. Oh my god, who are we playing against? What?
Are you serious right now?
What the fuck?
That's not cool, man.
Dude, you're gonna take my money and then beat me in Overwatch. How is that
Dude,
fair?
this is gonna be bad.
Dude, we're gonna get wrecked by these guys. Alright. Let me edit the follower sound so it's like that. There you go. It should be lower now. Is that better for you guys?
Yeah, this is gonna be destruction, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, we're gonna get wrecked.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna just run around and see what we can do.
I mean, you don't believe your aim skill?
We'll do our best.
Oh, this raccoon guy is a
Shoot them, they're
prick.
dead.
Dude, this raccoon guy is a prick.
No Devray.
I don't care, I'll say it out loud right.
Shoot them.
He was like talking mad shit yesterday when I was playing with him, and he was like, was like, "Oh, you guys don't know how to play. The other opposing team only plays double healer comp. So boring." I'm like, what? This is just crazy. This guy, just expect nothing good from him.
Defend objective A.
Oh shit, they're already at the choke.
Yeah,
The
I
follow-up
just got
sound
caught
should be
by
quiet.
2 divas. That was cool.
That's way quieter now, right? Oh, fair is it?
I'm
Okay,
not
Diva,
hearing
Diva.
anything. Oh, you're talking to your chat, or?
No. I was talking to chat there, but they're on the right now. Oh, Diva got me. There you go. Should be quiet now. Shouldn't be as intrusive.
See?
Thank you all for
Easy,
following.
boys.
Welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome to the stream. So, how did you guys like the tournament? Can you just drop me some notes in chat? Like, what do you think we need to change? I think obviously the spectating needs to improve. There's nothing we can do about the bug that we were experiencing with the camera changing. But like,
That was actually the most annoying thing, man.
oh, is it? Hang on, is my Discord not pushed at all? Can you hear me talking?
Yeah, I can hear you talking.
Oh, why is it? Hang on, I gotta see why it's still transmitting. So I did use a push to talk button.
Maybe you didn't hit save or something?
Yeah, I think I gotta save it. I'm just line of sighting these guys on the point. Okay, I think I just have to alt tab once the point's clear. One thing I would change is more beard. Only. Okay, hang on. User settings. Oh, okay. Okay, that should be working now. Can you guys hear me now? Can the people on Discord
Can I
hear
get
me?
the orb? Can I get the orb?
2 divas in the middle.
Yeah, both are down. Man, maybe we should start a team.
Yeah, dude, let's do it. Okay, they're coming in the left. The Kree and far. They're flanking around here. Diva behind me. I'm not even gonna bother. I'm gonna go straight to the point.
McCree right side, or left side rather. He's weak, very weak.
The fox fell off the back as mercy.
I've got you in my sights.
Goblin turret down.
Enemy turret.
I can't fight that with his health and no AoE heal. Coming on the point now. AoE heals in. They overlap the Diva ults. Shit, I got no health. I need to wait for my AoE heal. Okay, AoE heals up. Push him back. Oh shit, two of them close. Thanks, Shindigs. I basically just did what I can. I've never hosted an online tournament, like, ever. I stream, as you guys know, from time to time, just some Overwatch, but I just thought, what would be a decent viewing experience? And the what you call it, the intro videos went down really well. They worked pretty cool. The transitions are pretty cool between each game. I think that worked really well. All we just need to do is really wait for a proper esports competitive mode. No, I knew it was coming. And unfortunately, there's nothing I can really do about the crashing. I can't really do anything about it. It sucks really, but yeah, what can you do? Just gotta keep on plugging on, really.
Enemy spot. No one can hide from light.
How much fucking HP does he have?
I've got you in my sights.
Oh god. I'd lose
Okay.
now.
They recognize.
You need to stay in the point.
Can't get to the point when there is a full-blown turret there.
Enemy towards the head.
We should mix the teams up a little bit.
Yeah. Toggle's down.
Point, good point.
Trying to get to it. Hey, are we healing on the point?
I'm just getting started.
Oh, there's the res.
Mercy's front right.
Right down. Fucking Seagull, mate. He's so baller. He doesn't care. He just like runs in and puts his turret down.
Turret detected.
Point, good point.
Yep.
No one can hide.
Alright, trying to go behind them now.
I think he's just trolling us, dude.
Enemy, I've got you in
Offensive Torbjorn, man.
It's line of sighting, really.
patched up.
I think I'm gonna. So the idea is now, guys. Now that we've actually hosted the tournament a bit, right? I've got some stats that I can show to sponsors. I can say, like, look, we had 3.5 thousand people watching the first Overwatch tournament. You know, with support, we can get like, you know, better prizes, better exposure, that kind of stuff. Whereas this, it really was the first time doing it, so can't expect everything to, what's the word, be like flawless. I think he just wanted to die. Did you see the way that? Oh my god, that's hilarious.
There's two in the right. Two girls in.
That's normal.
Power, thank you for following the channel. Welcome to the stream. See you guys front.
Get over here and heal up.
They're flanking on the left. Watch low, watch low.
I'm just getting started.
Mail order.
Top right, top right, top
Yep.
right.
Enemy turret sighted.
What the? Okay, what is going on here that I can't go that way?
The turret.
There was like a lag spike of something. King 182. Matt, thank you for following. Welcome to the stream. Did the server just go down or is it me?
It's you.
Yeah, server went down. Rip. Rip the server. 56k old school. Sombrero, did you used to go to Omega Sector in Harrow on the Hill? Yes. I used to go to Omega Sector in Harrow in London. That was like 8 or 9 years ago. It was like a LAN center that I used to play games at. Wow.
Oh wow, lag spikes are coming now.
I think
All of a sudden.
I think the server just went down for me. I'm reconnecting now to the game. J Golds, welcome to the stream. Thank you for following. Put those away. Gotta send them their money after the game. After the stream. But yeah. Yeah, the TF2's kind of like competitive scene was really big in the UK. I remember there being events at a LAN center, a lot of LAN event I used to go to called iSeries, where they'd bring in North American teams to play against the European teams. Like it'd be like that would be their kind of world championships before Valve ever kind of supported any of their games, esports wise. It's mind-blowing the competitive nature of the game. The ability to change avatars mid-game really makes it very versatile. WC cookie cutter strategies. Welcome to the stream, Agus. I mean, I don't know. There's so many mechanics that we don't fully understand yet. Even though people have been playing it, you know, for the last.
Yeah, a lot of people dropped from the server.
Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to authenticate back in. Yeah, so there's loads of things like, for example, if you play as Torbjorn and you give someone a shield,
Well,
when
at
you
least
change
the
characters,
server
does the
issues
shield
started
still stay?
happening after the tournament was over.
Dude, could you imagine?
I know.
Oh my god. But I'm glad. I hope in my mind, in my heart, I hope someone from Blizzard watched that.
Yeah, me too, man.
I hope they
I
did.
mean, we freaking need Stopwatch. Like, this game
So
is
badly,
just not
yeah.
going to be an esport title unless we get Stopwatch. It's really as simple as that.
Yeah.
So, I really hope they're watching too.
Yeah. I think there's a few things they could take away from that. WatchBot, stop clock, distance, spectator, they obviously know about the bug, but then also, I think pre-generated or pre-locked free cam positions would be really useful. So like when the payload gets to a certain position, it does like a certain animation that shows you where it went or where it's come from. There's like a smooth cam kind of thing.
Yeah, that would be good. We also desperately need the kill feed. Otherwise, it's really hard to tell who killed who by what.
Yeah,
means.
and also, I think they need to make it so that if you're spectating someone in private games and you go first person, the tab UI turns off automatically because at the moment it just overlays over the HP and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in. Can you give us an invite?
Oh, you're not in?
No, I just logged back into the game. Let me suggest some people. Oh no, Kilda's already here. No.
Traveling to Volskaya in
Nice. Do you remember the guy that I said was like being a prick to me last night, Raccoon? He's like in my Twitch chat saying, "Hey, can I join your? Can you invite me to your party?" I don't know if we want him though. He's good at the game. But he's just so rude.
Cheers, love. The cavalry's here.
Next tournament. I don't know. I really don't know when the next one is. I've got to try and organise some sponsorship, really. Melior, is someone going to put the matches up on YouTube?
Yeah, man. As someone that's casted a lot of
think I
FPS
will.
games in the past, I can already tell that this is going to be one of the best to cast. I mean, it's so easy to talk about amazing plays and ultimates being dropped and other ultimates countering that and people switching heroes strategically. Like, there's so much strategy to talk about versus most other FPS where
traveling to Volskaya.
you're basically just calling the action at all times.
Prepare your defenses.
I think there's these great moments that can occur. Like, there's these great epic wombo combos that create hype moments. So it's a bit like in Counter-Strike. When I watch Counter-Strike, it's constantly go, 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 go. Like, every second something crazy is happening. Whereas in certain games like League of Legends or Dota, there's obviously downtime, which gives the casters a chance to like tell a story and like set up what's going to be happening like around the next corner or like when this tracer blinks across this gap. So I think Overwatch has that perfect balance of like it's in the middle. There's not too much downtime like there is in League of Legends or Dota, but it's not constant in your face like Counter-Strike. Like there's a time where casters can take a moment to breathe and talk. I funded a tournament myself. Yeah, I'm going to be transferring
I
the cash over
cannot
to the
type
guys
in
after.
global chat right now, or the match chat. It's really annoying.
Oh, that sucks.
Trying to say hi to this guy.
I'll say hi to him.
Thanks, love.
You can respond to that. There you go.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Oh, by the way, are you gonna cut highlights on your Twitch channel and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think I will. I'm just gonna wait for the broadcast to like when I turn the stream off. I'll like use the Twitch highlights, like the
Yeah,
awesome
that's good.
Twitch.tv functionality of exporting VOD straight to YouTube and then downloading them and editing them in Premiere Pro.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Left side's clear. I'm actually gonna try and go flank him.
Reinhardt's shield is pretty weak.
Got a 76 in the middle. Oh shit, they're already on the point.
Genji's flanking.
Trying to get around the back of them now. $76 up top. Haha, nice. Yeah, I think it might make sense to like have Overwatch on like a delayed stream from the broadcaster's perspective, so that they can see like what happens 2 minutes in advance, so they know where to look.
That'd be pretty cool. I think in the future, the best Overwatch broadcasts are going to have multiple cameramen in game.
Oh,
and
yeah.
there's a single producer who chooses the right shot. But yeah, I mean, if there was a way to like delay it and then do mini post-production in real time, that'd be sick.
Have you seen the way? Oh god, I failed that sticky. Have you seen the some games have like the ability to kind of auto direct when there's a delay, like Counter Strike?
Yeah.
I think that could be really cool if they added that. I mean, it depends on how difficult it is to make it, like if it's worth it or not.
Get on the objective.
Yo.
Hello.
Yo.
Alright, finally.
We have to stop them.
Did you watch the tourney bash?
Yes, I did. It was great.
It's pretty tight, huh?
Yeah, except for like all the crashes and beta
Yeah.
stuff.
I mean, someone
But
there's a guy from Fnatic that told me like, hey, you're doing it too early. Like, you need to wait. It's not ready, right? Like, when's the point when you decide it's ready? Like, there's always going to be bugs in the closed beta. Like, you know, it's never
Yeah,
going
I
to be
mean,
perfect.
I don't think it's too early. I think now's as good a time as any. I mean,
If anything,
you just have to be aware of what you're getting into. I mean, yeah, it's a beta, so you can kind of expect these things to happen, but it's better to have this than have nothing.
yeah.
And now I can use this as like a proof of concept to sponsors and be like, yo, we had like 3,500 people watch the first tournament. Like, let's like promote your product. Let's promote your brand. Let's do something with it. Because at the moment, I just put the cash up myself. So
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome, and it also gives people like an opportunity to see like who's best at this game. It helps build the community. Because I mean,
Yeah.
people who didn't know who to watch, maybe they learned about some people through this tournament and stuff. So
yeah,
it's,
definitely. I think I killed that Tracer. Oh, no, hold on.
Absolutely. I mean, if you looked at the sentiment in chat too, it was super positive and everyone was really excited. Even when there were some issues, like they weren't too sad about it.
Yeah, I think it's
Compare
great.
that sentiment on Reddit in general, which is just complete negativity.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
yeah, Reddit's a little crazy.
I love Reddit, man. Like my name on Reddit is Sombrero SC because of the fact that I joined Reddit for StarCraft. Like I love it, but sometimes some communities are just salty as fuck, man.
I've seen this happen to every subreddit for every gaming community ever. I mean, I remember there was even a post, like right before the beta came out, that was like, let's make a pact to make sure that this subreddit stays a positive, like, including community. That post existed. And I've seen it with every game, man. Dirty Bomb subreddit was the same. Before the game came out, or like right when it was early days, everyone was positivity all day, every day. And then it became the most negative, hateful place you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
Same with StarCraft, same with Dota, same with all these subreddits. It always happens.
I think it's also a lot of the time because people are upset that they haven't got access to the beta,
Do not let up.
Of course,
which
yeah.
is so selfish. Like, just because you weren't selected, you're gonna make the entire community like a salty place to be. Crazy.
Yeah, exactly. That is kind of crazy. It can still help support the community, right?
Or just shut up. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do that too.
I mean, we're the assholes in this situation because we have the beta, so
True.
we can't talk.
True.
Yeah, but I mean, if I didn't have the beta, it's like I'd be sad, but I wouldn't be like I wouldn't try to tear the community down. I'm still like looking forward to being a part of it.
Yeah.
Teleporter online.
We act like gamers being vitriolic is something new.
Yeah, man, it's just something that happens.
Lockful, welcome to the stream. Thank you for tuning in.
Teleporter is under attack. Teleporter destroyed.
Can I catch coming in? That Tracer. Ah, I want to try it.
That point belongs to us. Defend us.
Saw me coming in, I think. Oh, he didn't. Oh, it's so hard to talk to you guys whilst the game's going on. There's so much going on. I want to talk to you guys. No, I thought I made it. But yeah. So stressful. And you know what? You know what the crazy thing is as well? My mother is visiting me from the UK in Singapore, and I'm hosting a tournament at the same time. I should really go have lunch with her. Yeah, it's like
priorities, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's like 1 PM at the moment now. I think we're gonna go for lunch in like 10 minutes. It's also my birthday very soon.
You still got the day ahead of you.
Yeah. I mean, the time zone sucks for the EU people. That's why we actually had 2 teams drop out. But you can't hit everyone, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, we need some Asian teams. I want to see the Koreans play this game.
Dude, that would be sick. That would be legit. I wanna try and help grow Overwatch SEA. Like, I live in Singapore. You know, I play games here. I work for a gaming company. Surely there's a way that can help it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But all in all, did all the tournament go to
How
plan?
often have you already like decided on how often you're gonna be doing stuff like this?
I think it's gonna basically require sponsor support. I can't do it on my own. Like it's not feasible to do it on my own. I don't want to do like there's like plenty of other like StarCraft tournaments that I've seen that have been run by the community, right? And people just bleed money for like months trying to keep it going. I wanna create a platform where
I mean,
yeah.
The time commitment alone is ridiculous.
I think I've got pretty much most things in place now to run it. You know, I'm also speaking to Gosu Gamers to do like to automate the entire process so that it's scalable, so that we wouldn't have to manually like look after the entrance. We wouldn't have to like get people to check in. They have a squad of admins that can do that for us. So it could be an interesting way to do it.
Yeah, that would be good. I mean, I don't see why. Like, hopefully with sponsors help, why it couldn't be like a weekly thing.
Yeah.
Yo, let's
and host
Twitch
like
will sponsor that shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, we definitely would.
It's done. we already have the team, the dream team.
Yeah, seriously.
60
Nice.
seconds remaining.
The thing is as well, my company is, the Razor, the company I work for, is also making Overwatch peripherals, so I can maybe speak to the product marketing department and be like, yo, let's throw some sets out to winners, or let's throw some moolah at these contests.
Yeah,
winners.
exactly. Yeah,
Let's promote you.
There's a reason why it could be like a weekly tournament that could host tons of teams, like tons of teams. Because that's, I mean, I find, I'm just looking back to like StarCraft. I remember playing StarCraft back in the day, and there were like weekly tournaments that weren't for like tons of money, but it had really helped people become competitive gamers, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There needs to be that infrastructure where people can actually compete.
Exactly, yeah.
Because running casuals every day is not gonna make a name for yourself.
Exactly.
Unless you get onto some mad highlights on Overwatch Reddit or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I got stuck.
Shit.
Shit, they're pushing in, boys.
Fuck.
Oh, they won. Oh wow. All right. Well, I'm actually gonna go and pay these guys their money and then go eat dinner with my mum. My stream there tonight.
We could have cut them highlights.
Yeah, I'm gonna export the VOD now, so it goes.
Post them on Reddit too.
Yeah, I'm gonna get them all over to YouTube and then download them and start cutting them later.
Cool, man. That's awesome.
Alright, guys. Thanks later. I'll see you guys soon.
Hey, cheers. Thanks for letting me cast.
I'll
do the
host
next
you
one
for the
too.
rest of this. Yeah, definitely. We'll do. I'll
Alright.
chuck a host over to you.
I'm about to hit my viewer personal best. Yes, let's do it.
Yay, let's do it. Alright, let's send you over. How do I host someone
Yeah.
on the dashboard?
Do it.
Oh yeah, he'll do it for you.
Slash host and then the
Slash
name of
host.
the channel.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you can just type it straight in your chat.
Alright, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We had a great day today with the stream. Everything went well, apart from the crashes, but we're gonna keep doing it moving forward. So hit me up on Twitter if you have any suggestions, and let's just keep having some fun with it. Alright, guys. Peace. See you later. And one.